You're watching Ticket TV. Like, share, and subscribe on your way in.
All right, you guys, man. Like, share, subscribe as y'all tap on in, man. I knew this was coming, bro. I tried to tell y'all this yesterday that this was coming. Everybody that would listen. A lot of people did not want to listen. They're going to listen today. As I told you guys, man, the feds, and salute to everybody that's been tapping on in. We had like 10 donations in the Cash App today. Salute to all y'all that donated. I appreciate all of you guys throughout the day who sent donations, who support the channel, man. I appreciate all y'all. If y'all want to, the link is pinned in the chat. And let's get right into this video, man. As the feds, I told you guys this, and I told y'all that this is going to be revealed in the trial, man. And was it not ever revealed in this trial? Yes, it was revealed in this trial today, man. And this is bad because today a lot of things was exposed, you guys. And I'm going to start off with one of the biggest things that was exposed today, you guys. And oops, my bad. I want to start out with one of the biggest things that was exposed today, you guys. And that is Keefe D told the feds that Diddy killed Tupac. Let me repeat myself again. Keefe D told the authorities that Diddy and Suge killed Tupac. You ain't gonna hear it from my mouth. You're gonna hear it from theirs because we're gonna play it. I could not believe what I was hearing when he said that. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. He told, let me repeat myself again. He told the authorities, Keefe D, and it was a big argument over this guy's testimony. And they got 5 hours of audio that they're going to play on Keefe D snitching on everybody in the neighborhood, man. Bro, that shit is wild, bro. When I saw that, I was just like, it threw me back. But Keefe D told authorities, and he told authorities that Diddy paid that money. And they said in court today, in open court, which is what I told everybody, but y'all motherfuckers didn't want to listen to me when I told y'all they doubling back now. They doubling back now to get that Rico they didn't get before. And I'm going to tell y'all a surprise. They not just coming for a Rico murder for hire. They coming for a lot of other things, which I'm going to tell y'all tonight. I'm going to tell y'all tonight. Other things under the Rico Act. They revealed today in court that they were trying to charge Diddy with a Rico behind the murder of Tupac Shakur. I told everybody this. Y'all niggas thought I was playing when I said this, right? Y'all thought I was playing when I said this shit. But I wasn't playing. I was dead ass serious. I was dead serious when I said what I said. And then these niggas thought I was coming in here just joking and laughing and playing games. Nah. And I told y'all that Mob James' testimony was going to do a lot of damage. A lot of people didn't want to listen. I told y'all that Mob James' testimony was going to do heavy damage to Sean Diddy Combs. People didn't want to listen, man. And today in court, you ain't had to hear it from me. Today in court, they told y'all that they was trying to charge Diddy with a Rico. And they are doubling back right now to try to hit Diddy with this Rico. And I told y'all, this is the reason why they want to get Keefe D guilty. Because I told y'all what they want to do. They want to roll Keefe D over back into Diddy again. But this time, they're going to bring in a key player that I told y'all about yesterday. And today, I'm going to show y'all some proof. Smash the like button, share the video, and like the video as y'all come in. When they bring him into court, it's BET Rap City. When they bring him into court, it's BET Rap City. Did you hear what I said? And to everybody who keeps thinking, let me make this clear to everybody listening to this video. To all of you guys who keep thinking that they need a gun, that they need a car, that they need DNA, they don't need none of that to convict Keefe D for murder. All they need is Keefe D's own confessions, which he admitted to, on a jail phone call. Right before his trial, on a jail phone call, he admitted he wrote the book. Circumstantial evidence, which I told y'all earlier. All they need is to show that there was a clear conclusion, that there was a beef between the Crips and the Southside Crips and the Mount Piru Bloods, and that one was with Bad Boy and one was with Death Row, and that as a result of this beef, a chain snatched, a fight in the MGM Grand, retaliation, murder. Link Keefe D and the Crips to Sean Diddy Combs, organized crime. That's all they want to do. That's all they want to do. And I try to tell everybody that was listening to this video, because they didn't want to listen when I told y'all this stuff. And sometimes it's like when I be telling cat stuff, these mofos just think I be coming on YouTube to say anything just to say it. No, I don't be coming on here to say anything to say it. I come on here and tell y'all stuff because I put the pieces together ASAP. Today in court, they revealed in court that they were building a Rico case on Diddy based off the testimony from Keefe D. Straight up. And because they asked, and I'm gonna show y'all this. He asked, well, why didn't y'all start with why didn't y'all do Keefe D? He said, oh, we want to start at the top. We want to get Diddy first, the money man, and then get everybody else. I'm telling y'all this. Now, let's get into this because I'm sure y'all better than I can tell y'all. Because see, these niggas on the internet just think I be coming on here just talking and capping. The one thing I was doing, I was never capping. Now, I want y'all to hear the questions they asked this detective. Because this detective, and I'm going to tell y'all something. I seen the chat rooms. The chat rooms was going ballistic when they heard this shit in court today. When they heard, because I'm going to tell y'all something. The proffers that they thought Keefe D had, nobody knew all the other stuff Keefe D said. When they said this shit in court today, all these people that Keefe D sat down with them people multiple times. When they said this shit in court today, I seen everybody in them live chats going crazy. They could not believe all the names that Keefe D had given up in the interrogation. Keefe D was fucked. I know he felt bad too, because the whole world know what he said. And now they're going to play those tapes. Those are 5 hours of tapes that they are going to play of this nigga snitching on everybody. That's crazy. Now let's get into it. And I'm going to show y'all where they straight up said in court that Keefe D, he told us that it wasn't him at first, that it was Diddy, Suge, that killed Tupac Shakur. Here it goes right here. Let's get into it. Y'all niggas thought I was capping.
Large.
Yeah. Now, this is the investigator right here.
You mentioned
y'all listen to this guy. This
projects
right here, right? He's going to tell y'all. They had a big argument about this guy. Before we even get to this, they had a big argument about this guy. The two lawyers. Because the lawyers, Keefe D's lawyer had a problem with how they were going to do the questioning with this guy, right? His lawyer had a real problem with that, right? Y'all seeing all these people in the courtroom. People in the courtroom, mad as a mofo, boy. I'm trying to tell you, man. People ain't got, all these years later, people ain't got over that shit, man. So now you get in that courtroom today and they start pulling out that paperwork, my nigga. And I told everybody, them niggas thought I was capping when I said that shit, bro. Didn't I tell y'all study to show yourselves approved? And don't be a fool, nigga. Now let's get into this. Look at Mo Preem in there. Didn't I tell y'all, look at Mo Preem right there? Look at Mo Preem right there. They all front line. You see Mo Preem and them in there. They front row in that joint. I told y'all what's going to, cake been baked. Cake has been baked. So here we go, y'all. Now,
all right.
Listen to what he say.
That's been resolved. Anything else we need to address? Appreciate your time. At this time, we are still in the case.
Now listen to what he say, y'all.
5 years.
I want to direct your attention to the 1997, 1998 time period. What was your assignment? What were you doing for the FBI at that time?
I was assigned to a squad that was working a State Streets Task Force. I was on basically the Violent Crimes Major Offenders program, working gangs in South Central LA.
And you said Project Safe Street, and that's a federal task force that has multi-agency people on it?
Yes, that's correct. the way it was generally organized, there were several squads in LA, the LA division of the FBI, that were assigned to different regions of the area, the territories. My squad was assigned to the Watts area of Los Angeles, South Central.
And as part of your duties, did you have a partner by the name of Agent Holiday?
Yeah, Todd Holiday, yes.
Did there come a point in time when the two of you, along with other members of your squad, begin an investigation into a criminal street gang by the name of Grape Street?
Yes.
Can you explain to the ladies and gentlemen of the jury what Grape Street is?
Grape Street, the Grape Street Crips was a large gang organization that operated out of the Jordan Downs housing projects in Watts. It was basically believed to be the largest Crip set in all of America. And our squad was working the violent aspects and drug dealing aspects of that organization.
As part of your investigation into Grape Street, did you come across a person that you identified as Dwayne Davis?
Listen.
Yes.
And do you see Mr. Davis here in court today?
Yes, I do.
Can you point him out to describe something he's wearing?
It's the gentleman sitting in the at the defendant's table with the blue shirt and tie.
Pointing him out. Listen now. Look how Keefe D looking. That nigga is mad. Because he knows what's about to come up. That nigga is hot.
When you're looking at the organization,
Keefe mad as a mofo. They about to expose this.
Techniques that we use for investigating, whether it was informants, wiretaps, surveillance, active interviews, and things of that nature. During the course of that interview, Mr. Davis kind of came under the umbrella under the course of our investigation of one of his associate family members by the individual of the name Rodney Blackman.
And did Rodney have a nickname?
Speedy.
During the time period that you're doing this investigation, well, let me ask you this. As part of Project Safe Streets, as well as being assigned to the Watts area, were you aware of the various gang sets and their...
Yeah, I mean, while our squad was working that investigation on Grape Street, you always would have crossover in other areas. For example, in Watts, there were 3 main housing project areas. Each of them, you had fairly prominent gang organizations, as well as gangs that came up from the Compton area and other parts of South Central Los Angeles. So there was usually crossover, whether it's from drug activity or other sort of gang violence, things like that.
And you mentioned one of them, the Jordan Downs.
Yes.
What type of housing, what type of gang activity was
Listen
going
close
on in the Jordan Downs?
So the Grape Street Crips operated out of Jordan Downs housing projects, and they basically controlled that whole housing project as far as the drug trafficking, violent activity, and things of that nature.
If somebody were hiding out from blood gang members hunting him, and he was a Crip, obviously, would it be safe for him to be inside the Jordan Downs?
Yeah, from other rival gangs and things of that nature, yes, generally speaking.
And you mentioned that Mr. Davis had a cousin, I'm going to call Speedy. At some point, do you wind up learning information that allows you to arrest Mr. Davis for some criminal offenses?
Yes.
Now listen up.
Part of our investigation, while we were up on Mr. Blackman, there was a period of time when Mr. Davis actually was staying with Blackman. It was actually after the Tupac Shakur murder. During the course of our investigation of the Grape Street Crips and of Blackman and things like that, we were able to obtain information and evidence to develop a case against Mr. Davis.
And can you just describe the general...
Shout out to Cindy for the $50 donation in the Cash App.
Drug trafficking, 2 kilos. He was indicted and arrested for selling 2 kilos of cocaine.
And
they got him on 2 keys. Now listen.
Of evidence you had against Mr. Davis, what was it?
Most of it was telephone conversation intercepts from wiretaps, court authorized wiretaps.
And based upon the charges, ultimately, do you indict Mr. Davis for some crimes related to drug trafficking?
Yes, he was indicted, arrested, and then eventually pled guilty.
The type of sentence Mr. Davis was facing when he was indicted, what kind of ranges are we talking for those kind of charges?
I believe it was around somewhere in the nature of 10 years.
Facing 10 years
initially, but it varies depending on individuals' prior criminal history, whether they were felony convictions, drug trafficking offenses, and things of that nature. It also varies depending on the type of drug that the individual might have been accused of trafficking. Back then, and at that time period, the federal sentencing guidelines, there was a difference in sentencing for raw cocaine, crack cocaine versus regular powdered cocaine and things of that nature. And he was indicted for trafficking 2 kilos of powder cocaine.
As part of that investigation, does there come a point in time when you do what's known as a proffer with Mr. Davis?
Yes, we did.
And describe for ladies and gentlemen of the jury what a proffer is.
So a proffer interview session
Now
would be.
I'm gonna get past this proffer shit because I want y'all to hear what this nigga said. Keefe D said, and he asked him. He said, "Did Keefe D ever say who was responsible for Tupac's murder? Who killed Tupac?" He said that nigga said Diddy. Hold on now. Let's stop. Let's get to it.
What we do is U.S. Attorney.
Mr. Davis documented.
Usually we use the standard FBI reporting mechanism, which is a FD 302 report.
And that is essentially a report that lays out the information you receive. There's no audio recording of that particular conversation.
That's correct.
And is there a FBI 302? What's in front of you? And I forgot the number. Is it 146?
146.
146, is that a fair and accurate copy of the description of the conversation that you were part of with Mr. Davis on July 16th of 1998?
Yes, it is.
Move to admit.
Now watch this, y'all. When they start telling what that nigga said, bro, that nigga Keefe D heart dropped, nigga. Because he knew all this shit was gonna get exposed in front of the
I'm
world.
not going to have you go through everything that was in there, but what is your purpose in talking to Mr. Davis in the proffer session?
Well, the purpose is to glean as much information as we can regarding what he knew or knew at the time regarding gang, drug, violent activity going on within the Watts and Compton areas.
Were you investigating directly, at least, the Tupac Shakur murder?
Not directly, like it wasn't. We weren't assigned. We were.
So think about this. They wasn't even really investigating that. Keefe D brought that shit to them.
However, it was known to us that he was a person of interest. Mr. Davis was a person of interest regarding that homicide.
And so during this proffer session, you asked him questions about that as well?
Yes, we did.
I'm going to go through 146 in front of you. And actually, I can roll it up here on the screen for you.
Now watch this, y'all. This shit get diabolical. This shit, they got paperwork, nigga. That nigga Keefe D was salty when they showed this shit. That's why he didn't want this in court. That nigga was salty. Because he know this is the type of shit right here, man. Y'all already know, man. This type of shit right here, y'all. This type of shit that, man, I don't even want to say nothing.
The front page of this 302 says.
Look at it, y'all.
Is confidential and has the date and a description of who the people that are present for this particular proffer are.
That's correct.
The very first part of the interview, and let's close that. There, you have a discussion with Mr. Davis about an individual called Zip. Tell us what he tells you about this individual Zip initially.
Initially, that Zip was an individual from New York who was a pimp who controlled numerous girls, sold marijuana. He did just mention that Zip was involved in PCP trafficking, and that Davis at one point arranged for an individual by the name of Patrick Bernard to give Zip some PCP. So Zip came from New York to LA to conduct the transaction.
He told him Zip was a pimp.
Did he also mention
Move hoes. That's crazy.
Yes, he said he met Zip at a baseball game somewhere in approximately 1993 or 94. There was an individual named Fats who's also at the game that introduced Davis to Zip.
And then he talks to you a little bit about who Fats is.
Yeah, Fats was a large cocaine supplier who operated in the west side of LA. He's also known as Flint. Davis associated with Fats prior to 1994.
They got all that shit on paperwork, man.
Until basically the time, I guess, where Fats was arrested and taken into federal custody.
Let's skip past some Fats.
Look at this paperwork, man.
There's a part of this conversation, a person by the name of Wayne Day comes up. Do you know who Wayne Day is?
Yes, Wayne Day was actually arrested by the squad that I worked on, the Safe Street Task Force. He was a large-scale drug dealer, drug trafficker in the Watts area, Compton, with Grave Street Crips.
And does Davis describe his relationship as it relates to Mr. Day?
Yes, there was. He mentioned that they were related. That Davis had an uncle who was the uncle of Wayne Day. That's how he described it.
And then there's a conversation in this next paragraph where Mr. Davis makes mention of Mr. Day having Compton sewn up. What does sewn up mean?
Well, in terms of having control of all the drug trafficking in that specific area, and actually, there was agents mentioned to him that Wayne Day had Compton sewn up, and Mr. Davis said actually that he had part of Compton sewn up, that he didn't have the south side part that Davis operated in.
And then does he tell you what his role
Look at
is?
Keefe D. That nigga salty.
Part of Compton as it relates
Look at
to
that
drug
nigga, Keefe
trafficking?
D. That nigga salty, yo.
When you say he, you're referring to
Mr. Davis.
Look how that nigga looking, dog. That nigga salty as a
Mr.
motherfucker.
Davis had that side of Compton handled as far as the drugs.
That nigga
And did he
salty.
talk to you about who handled the north side of Compton?
Yes, he did. It was an individual who was a former Compton PD officer by the name of Reggie Wright Jr.
He never thought this would see the light of day. He never thought this would see the light of
A
day.
little bit here to the part where
That's crazy, bro. They got this nigga in black and white
he
on
talks to you
paper.
about both him and Mr. Blackman being major suppliers in the Jordan Downs housing project in Watts.
That's correct.
And then he begins to talk to you about the start of Death Row Records.
Yeah, again, that was all part of the, overall investigations that we were looking at as far as the gang activity and things of that nature. And he mentioned there was an individual by the name of Harry O that provided money to start the Death Row Records. Also, what's his name? I believe Patrick Johnson provided approximately $80,000. Actually told Davis to give $80,000 that money that Davis owed to Johnson
That's crazy.
from previous gain transactions to Johnson's girlfriend, so that money could be used to start.
How y'all think he gonna convince a jury this is a script? They told him to say this whole 5-hour script.
Suge
Man,
Knight's
get out of here.
role and his connection to the Blood gang members.
Yes, he did. He said that Marion Knight had gained control of the North Compton.
And he said, time out. And he said, Suge snitched. He been on the podcast. He said, Suge snitched. This man, bro, let me tell y'all something, man. This shit finna get disgusting diabolical. This nigga done told on the Suge, all that shit. This was in 97, 98. This on paperwork. Hold on, let me show y'all. This shit is on paperwork, my nigga. You cannot beat this shit. That nigga Keefe D was salty than a mofo because he know them niggas got him on paperwork, bro. Once them niggas got you on paperwork, bro, you're not getting back up from this paperwork, my nigga. And read the last paragraph. In the early 1990s, when Death Row Records was started, Marion Knight called Suge, gained control of the North Compton drug trade. That's crazy. That's crazy, bro. Unbelievable right there, bro. And did I tell y'all this shit? That nigga was so salty in that courtroom today. That nigga Keefe D, hey, bro, that nigga Keefe D wanted to pop a blood vessel on that shit. He wanted so bad to keep this out of court. And here's the thing. This is why I told y'all, they're going to bury this nigga. There is no way, because they're going to play that 5-hour tape last, of him snitching on everybody. There's no way, and I'm going to tell you what they're going to say in court. They're going to say, how the hell can he memorize a 5-hour script? Word by word. This for all y'all niggas who came in here capping talking about, hey, ticket, man. Because see, they lied. Nigga, how he remember a 5-hour script word by word, nigga? They got 5 hours of this nigga testifying on nigga. How do you remember a 5-hour script word by word? Peep game now. And I told y'all what they was going to do. That's why you see Mo Preem and all them niggas sitting front row. They sitting courtside. All them niggas are sitting courtside, nigga. They all sitting courtside waiting for this one. And I told y'all what's going to happen. They're going to give Keefe D the rest of his life in prison. Then they're going to go hit grand slam Diddy with this Rico. Body slam Diddy with this Rico. Right? I know Diddy feeling that shit right now in prison. I know he got to be hearing this shit. After what they were said today, and I'm going to play y'all. The other cop got up there and said, yeah, man, we was trying to get that Rico on Diddy, man. He said, no, we wanted Diddy. I said, there it go right there. Try to tell them niggas, man. Them niggas, and now they don't. Keefe D gave them niggas the out. By him coming on podcast, he gave them niggas the alley-oop, and they took that shit. Now they're gonna pack Keefe D up, and then they're gonna go pack Diddy up. And I told y'all, mark my words, everybody listen to this. This gonna be the man that finishes it all. Kirk Burroughs. This nigga got 30 boxes of detailed notes. He was the money man. This is why you always treat people right. Kirk Burroughs talking about how bad they was treating him. Man, when that nigga get in that joint, that nigga gonna be singing like Mariah Carey, nigga. That nigga gonna sing like Mariah Carey. Straight up. That nigga got that, and I'm gonna tell you what's gonna solidify him. He got detailed notes from every day. He got detailed notes from every day. I'm talking about every transaction. He wrote detailed notes, and he kept them shits in boxes for 30 years. He kept them shits in boxes for 30 years. Oh, and by the way, I'm gonna tell y'all another secret I heard tonight. I meant to do a video on this. I do a video about this tomorrow. I heard 50 working on another documentary. Woo! I heard 50 working on another documentary, man. That nigga is crazy. That nigga 50's crazy. But I'm just telling y'all this right now, bro. And to the person who said once Keefe wins, he not winning this, dog. They got this nigga on paperwork, bro. He not winning this, bro. I'm gonna tell you something right now, bro. They got 200 witnesses. Once they get all these people to come in here, all they have to do, once again, everybody needs to understand this video. Right now, that was the most damaging witness. Why? Why was Mob James the most damaging witness? Because Mob James did what Keefe D and them said wasn't happening. Mob James proved that they not only were gang affiliated, but they had a gang war, and that it was direct retaliation to Keefe D and Orlando Anderson for the murder of Tupac Shakur. And he linked them to Diddy. When Kirk Burrows come into court, now you got the cops saying this shit, the investigators. When Kirk Burrows come into court with the paperwork, nigga, game over. When Kirk Burrows come in there with the 30 boxes of paperwork and lay that shit out in front of all of them, because remember what Kirk Burrows alleged. Kirk Burrows alleged that he have proof that Diddy, he have documented that Diddy ordered that $1 million hit. Watch what I tell y'all. See, this is why y'all need to stay in the case files and stay in the paperwork. This nigga Kirk Burrows, he got the whole blicky. He got the whole blicky. This is why I be trying to tell niggas, these niggas don't be wanting to listen. The cops, they don't need a gun. They don't need a car. They don't need DNA. They don't need none of that shit to convict Keefe D. All they needed was Keefe D's own words and his own statements to the police. Circumstantial evidence and witness testimony. That's all they need. By the time they march 100 witnesses in that courtroom, he's done. His lawyer ain't going to be able to overcome 100 witnesses. They got 200 witnesses. Let's say 100 of those witnesses are hostile. They ain't going to be able to overcome 100 witnesses. They don't need evidence. You're not listening to me. Once again, these people don't know nothing about the law. In the state of Las Vegas, they do not need physical evidence. All they need in the state of Las Vegas, Nevada, is circumstantial evidence, witness testimony to go along with Keefe D's words. That's it. Learn the law. If you niggas don't know law, sit down and shut up. They about to hit this nigga with life. Period. Let me say it again. You niggas need to look in the case file. They don't need a gun. They don't need a car. They don't need fingerprints. They don't need DNA. All they need is Keefe D's words, which they have, circumstantial evidence, which they have, and witness testimony. That's it. And what they're going to do is they're going to find Keefe D guilty. They don't need the car. Bro, once again, I swear to God, I think these people are stupid. They've already told you they don't have the car. The car doesn't have anything to do with this. You're not listening, dog. You're not understanding what we're saying. Keefe D didn't pull the trigger. All they needed to do was show that Keefe D was a leader in the Southside Compton Crips, who was at the behest of Diddy and at a war with Bad Boy and the Mob Piru. All they had to do is show that there's enough reasonable doubt that they had a beef with Pac, his nephew. Bro, you keep asking where's the car. My brother, the car don't matter, nigga. What the hell is wrong with you? Is something wrong with your brains? They don't need the car. They don't need the car. They don't need none of that shit. To convict Keefe D, all they need, circumstantial evidence, witness testimony to go along with Keefe D's own words. And he's toast. Period. So you can keep trolling. You was in here trolling yesterday. I'm gonna ignore you, nigga, because you a clown. Let's keep going. You's a clown, nigga.
Like the Mob Pirus and such. And they were, getting, the night was getting them in and out of, getting them out of jail, bailing them out, and they would cooperate with Knight.
And basically when Knight goes to prison, he tells you Reggie Wright kind of takes over.
Yeah, Reggie Wright Jr. took over the organization after Suge Knight was arrested.
You already mentioned Harry O. But Davis claims to actually be involved in the delivery of some of the money associated with the startup of Death Row Records.
Yes.
Down. I'm going to start. You see at the top there. You asked him about his prior.
See, let me tell you something. Y'all had to have brains. Everybody listen to this in the comment section. Keefe D is telling them, hey, man, they gave me a script to read right before I went in there and talked to him. Okay, cool. No problem. Let me ask y'all a question. Can anybody come in here and learn a 5-hour script and read that script perfectly? If somebody just gave you a script and said, I'm going to give you a 5-hour script, think about this. Can you just go into somewhere right before you walk in there and tell a 5-hour script piece by piece? Then this would kill Keefe D today. People not listening. The cop went up there and he said this. He said, we already had the evidence before he walked in there. That would kill them. Once the cop said we already got the evidence before he walked in here, we just wanted to make sure what he said lined up to what we knew. And then he asked him, he said, well, how did y'all know? He said, oh, we already had eyewitness testimony, confidential informants. We already knew everything. We just wanted to make sure what he was telling us was the truth. Game over. When he said that, it don't matter. Nothing else that matter. That's in the records, nigga. Remember when Keefe said that in the interview? When Keefe went in and did an interview with Art of Dialogue, he told Art, he was like, yeah, man, they be trying to F with your brain, man. Because when I went in there and talked to them people, man, they had all that shit on the board already, man. They knew everybody already. They knew everything, man. I freed my people. I freed my people like Moses, he said. That's what he said. To the person who said my information is wrong, nigga, you'll see when they say guilty. You'll see when they say guilty, nigga. One thing about me, nigga, I was never capping, nigga. And that's a fact. I was never capping, nigga.
It is about an individual call you. And actually, I can roll it up here on the screen for you. With Mr. Davis about an individual called Zip. How did that?
Up until basically the time, I guess, where Fats was arrested and taken into federal custody.
Let's skip past some Fats. There's a part of this conversation, a person by the name of Wayne Day comes up. Do you know who Wayne Day is?
Yes, Wayne Day was actually arrested by the squad that I worked on, the Safe Street Task Force. He was a large-scale drug trafficker in the Watts area, Compton, with Grape Street Crips.
And does Davis describe his relationship as it relates to Mr. Day?
Yes, there was. He mentioned that they were related. That Davis had an uncle who was the uncle of Wayne Day. That's how he described it.
And then there's a conversation in this next paragraph where Mr. Davis makes mention of Mr. Day having Compton sewn up. What does sewn up mean?
Well, in terms of having control.
Now listen.
Harry O that provided money to start the Death Row Records. Also, what's his name? I believe Patrick Johnson provided approximately $80,000. Actually told Davis to give $80,000 that money that Davis owed to Johnson from previous gain transactions to Johnson's girlfriend, so that money could be.
Now, y'all hear this dude in here talking? Y'all hear this shit? This dude in here talking crazy? Y'all hear this, right? Y'all all hear this, right? Now, listen to this dude talking crazy, y'all. Let's keep going. I want y'all to keep going because nigga talking crazy. He talking crazy, right? And you tell niggas the real, and niggas just come talking crazy, y'all.
Person by the name of, and he also explains Marion Suge Knight's role and his connection to the Blood gang members.
Yes, he did. He said that Marion Knight had gained control of the North Compton drug trade and that he was associated with a bunch of the Blood Street gang members, like the Mob Pyrus and such. And they were, the Knight was getting them in and out of, getting them out of jail, bailing them out, and they would cooperate with Knight.
And basically, when Knight goes to prison, he tells you Reggie Wright kind of takes over.
Yeah, Reggie Wright Jr. took over.
Keefe mad in a month
after Suge Knight was arrested.
Bro, Keefe salty. That nigga mad in a mofo.
You mentioned Harry O. But Davis claims to actually be involved in the delivery of some of the money associated with the startup of Death Row Records.
Yes.
Down. I'm going to start. You see at the top there.
Now they get ready to get to Diddy right now. Listen now. Listen very close.
His prior relationship with Mr. Knight prior to the murder of Tupac Shakur. You see that paragraph there?
Yeah. I mean, Davis said that he told us that he never had any issues with Suge Knight or any of those individuals prior to the incident in Vegas with the killing of Mr. Shakur.
And Mr. Davis goes on, and I'm going to skip down just a little bit, but he basically accuses two Compton Police Department officers, Sergeant Reynolds and Lieutenant Reggie Wright Sr., the father of Reggie Wright Jr., as basically being corrupt officers.
Yes. Yeah, that Reggie Wright Sr. was a lieutenant with Compton Police Department, and then Reggie Wright Jr. was a former officer with the police department. He had then started a company called Right Way Security, and then he was working with Suge Knight and Blood doing security, although some claimed it wasn't on an official capacity, for Death Row Records, looking at their parties and such and things like that. And they would, Right Way Security, they would employ Compton PD officers and things of that nature to conduct their business for Mr. Knight.
And he also mentions Omar Bradley. Who's Omar Bradley?
Omar Bradley's former mayor of Compton, the city of Compton. He mentions Mr. Bradley saying that he was associated with Knight and the other Blood Pirate gang members.
Skip through the part.
That's a lot of names, man.
Top of page 4, he provides information, or at least asserts that Reggie Wright Jr. is distributing drugs out of a particular location, and even names some people that are helping with that.
Yes, he stated that Reggie Wright Jr. Had a drug distribution location, an auto body shop called Untouchables, that was located at the corner of Alondra and Washington in the city of Compton.
Damn.
There was the shop was owned by an individual by the name of Melvin Hurd, and then a guy by the name of G. Ray and Jim helped distribute cocaine from the shop.
That's crazy. He said Reggie was slinging.
Some people that work for Reggie Wright Jr. and assisting in the cocaine distribution.
Yes, he stated that Reggie Wright Jr. had an individual by the name of Mob James, who was a member of the Mob Pyru street gang, individual named Flip, who distributed out of a location.
Damn, he told everything. He told him on Mob James and everything.
And Harris. There was an individual known as Buntree. At the time, we wrote it out as Bump Tree, but we believe that actually was an individual known as Buntree, Montreal, or
Alton McDonald?
Yes.
Buntry, Buntry.
That's my brother. That's Mob James' brother, man.
Brother of Mob James, which is James McDonald. Also another individual named Trayvon Lane, who was a Mob Pirate gang member, and then Kevin Woods.
Damn.
And then they can kind of read this themselves, but at some point he talks about an incident that occurs at a neighborhood mall involving a person named Marcus. What does he tell you about that?
Yeah, this is a few weeks before the murder of Tupac Shakur. This individual, Marcus, who was a Southside Crip, was at a mall by himself. Several Blood street gang members attacked him and started beating him up. Then an individual, Mr. Orlando Anderson, who was the cousin or nephew of Mr. Davis, observed what was happening and went in to help Marcus. And they beat up and fended off the other gang members.
And then he moves on to describe the incident at the MGM casino the night of Mr. Shakur's murder.
Yes, he did.
And what did he tell you?
He told us the day of the murder of Tupac Shakur that the Blood Street members, some Blood Street gang members saw at night. They saw Orlando Anderson. They attacked him because the previous incident at the mall. After the attack,
He told all this to the cops.
Mr. Davis, Anderson, Orlando Anderson, and their girlfriends went back up to their hotel room at the Excalibur Hotel, and he said that was it. They didn't have any involvement. They stayed in the room the rest of the night.
He tells you that the room was in Anderson's name.
Yeah, the room was in Anderson's name. That they had driven up to Vegas from the LA area in a Land Cruiser, and that they had some other associates, Corey Edwards, Kevin Davis, Terry Brown, aka Bubble Up, Big Dre, and Wynn also traveled to Las Vegas. They stayed at the MGM.
And he repeatedly denies to you knowing who killed Tupac.
Now listen right here.
Yeah, he said they didn't have any knowledge of what happened, that they weren't involved. He did later speculate that maybe it was some Compton police officers that were working for Suge Knight, and that maybe it was because he had heard that Tupac was talking about possibly leaving Death Row Records or something to that effect. But
his suggestion was that perhaps Knight, who's driving the car, had Compton police officers shoot Tupac in the car Suge's driving.
yes, something to that effect.
I'm gonna keep rolling down here.
Provide
Now listen to all this. Now listen very closely.
Ready to
Listen close.
Patrick Johnson provided approximately $80,000. Actually told Davis to give $80,000 that money that Davis owed to Johnson.
Hold on.
From Davis. Yeah, I mean they would cooperate with
Major suppliers in the Jordan Downs housing project.
Hold on.
provided money to start.
And he also explains Marion.
Davis. Yeah, I mean they would cooperate with Knight.
And basically, when Knight goes to prison, he tells you Reggie Wright kind of takes over.
Yeah, Reggie Wright Jr. took over the organization after Suge Knight was arrested.
You already mentioned Harry O, but Davis claims to actually be involved in the delivery of some of the money associated with the startup of Death Row Records.
Yes.
Jump down. I'm going to start. You see at the top there. You asked him about.
That's crazy. Hold on. Look at this, y'all.
Relationship with Mr. Knight prior to the murder of Tupac Shakur. You see that paragraph there?
Yo, we gotta stop this right here. This is wild. Yo, let me put this on the screen. Did y'all see this part? They didn't even talk about this part in court. Bro, I gotta find out how I can get this paperwork right here. They were showing this on the screen. but you couldn't really see it. I got to get this paperwork, y'all. Read this paragraph. Read this right here. It says, this is everything Keefe D was telling them. It says, Davis knows that Suge Knight has bought cars for several of the officers, meaning the police officers. Listen to this shit. For example, Suge Knight bought a Legend for Reynolds and a Lexus for Reggie Wright Jr., he said. Keefe D also knows that the mayor of Compton, Omar Bradley, associated with Knight and Blood gang members. Keefe D knows that the mayor has attended parties with them. Let's keep going. Davis also advised that the word on the street is that the Compton Police Department officers commit murders for Suge Knight. Read the last paragraph. This is what he told him. Davis also advised that the word on the street is that Compton Police Department officers commit murders for Suge Knight. Specifically, Keefe D has heard that Compton Police Department officers killed Bruce Richardson approximately 2 years ago. Richardson was a drug dealer who owned a car wash at 52nd Street in Crenshaw. Richardson had gotten into a fight with Suge Knight and beat Suge Knight up. God, dog. They saying this nigga told all this shit to the cops, man. That's crazy. That's on paper. They got this shit on tape and on paper. Bro, this shit is wild, bro. Let's hear what else he had to say, though, because he kept going.
Compton drug trade that he was associated. Yes.
Reynolds and Lieutenant Reggie Wright Sr., the father of Reggie Wright Jr., is basically being corrupt officers.
Yes. Yeah. That Reggie Wright Sr. was a lieutenant with Compton Police Department, and then Reggie Wright Jr. was a former officer with the police department. He had then started a company called Right Way Security, and then he was working with Suge Knight and Blood, doing security, although some claimed it wasn't on an official capacity, for Death Row Records, looking at their parties and such and things like that. And they would, Right Way Security, they would employ Compton PD officers and things of that nature to conduct their business for Mr. Knight.
And he also mentions Omar Bradley. Who's Omar Bradley?
Omar Bradley's former mayor of Compton, the city of Compton. He mentions the shop.
He also mentions some people that work for Reggie Wright Jr. assisting in the cocaine distribution.
Yes, he stated that Reggie Wright Jr. had an individual by the name of Mob James, who was a member of the Mob Piru.
Damn.
They saw Orlando Anderson. They attacked him because of the previous incident at the mall. After the attack, Mr. Davis, Orlando Anderson, and their girlfriends went back up to their hotel room at the Excalibur Hotel, and he said that was it. They didn't have any involvement. They stayed in the room the rest of the night.
He tells you that the room was in Anderson's name.
Yeah, the room was in Anderson's name. That they had driven up to Vegas from the LA area in a Land Cruiser, and that they had some other associates, Corey Edwards, Kevin Davis, Terry Brown, aka Bubble Up, Big Dre, and Wynn also traveled to Las Vegas. They stayed at the MGM.
And he repeatedly denies to you knowing who killed Tupac Shakur.
Yeah, he said they didn't have any knowledge of what happened, that they weren't involved. He did later speculate that maybe it was some Compton police officers that were working for Suge Knight, and that maybe it was because he had heard that Tupac was talking about possibly leaving Death Row Records or something to that effect. But
his suggestion was that perhaps Knight, who's driving the car, had Compton police officers shoot Tupac in the car Suge's driving.
Yes, something of that fact.
I'm going to keep rolling down here. He gets back at page 5 to talking about Zip. So how does he tell you? Well, he talks about Zip and how he becomes associated with the Notorious B.I.G.
Yeah, he said that back in 93, 94, Zip introduced Davis to Notorious B.I.G. at Summer Jam concert. And Davis would associate with Notorious B.I.G. when he was in LA area, but they never had any like drug connections or anything like that.
He tells you that he was actually at the Peterson Automotive Museum the night Mr. Wallace was killed.
That's correct. Yes.
And then he saw some, at least people associated with Death Row Records at that location.
Yeah, he told us that prior to that, the night of the murder, Davis observed some females associated with Death Row Records at the party. He said, well, like Jewel, a singer, Lachelle, a comedian for Death Row, and Davis believes that they saw Mr. Wallace at the event, and then called Blood gang members to come. Davis did say he observed Reggie Wright Jr., DJ Quick, who was a performer for Death Row, Theo, a local disc jockey, and about 10 or 11 other Treetop, Fruitown Blood gang members arrived at the event. Davis told Mr. Wallace that they were to watch, that they were there and they should watch out. And then shortly thereafter, Mr. Wallace was shot. But Davis wasn't there. He didn't see who actually shot him.
But once again, he tells you that he believes that Reggie Wright Jr. and Blood gang members are the people that killed Mr. Wallace.
Yes, he said he believed that Reggie Wright Jr. and the Blood gang members associated with him were the ones responsible for killing Notorious
Keefe mad than a mofo.
When asked who the individual was who actually killed him, based off of there was a composite drawing that was that had been provided and was kind of passed around, so we showed him that. Davis responded that the composite looked just like Reggie Wright Jr.
Man, that nigga pointed out Reggie.
Imagine being
That
able to
nigga, hold
build
on.
an
That nigga pointed out Reggie and said Reggie killed Big. That's crazy.
Who the individual was who actually killed him, based off of there was a composite drawing that was that had been provided and was kind of passed around, so we showed him that. Davis responded that the composite looked just like Reggie Wright Jr.
Do you remember the day that you arrested Mr. Davis on the indictment?
Yes.
What day was that?
I believe it was May 28th, 1998.
Was it the day before the Orlando Anderson's killed in his own shootout
Yes.
in California?
Yes.
And Mr. Davis talks to you a little bit about that without going into the specifics, but he talks to you a little bit about how Mr. Anderson wound up dying.
Yes, he did.
And thereafter, and I'm not going to go through all of these, he initially denies distribution out of state, but eventually talks to you about a lot of different locations engaged in distributing cocaine.
Yeah, I mean, we asked him to discuss all the individuals out of state who he supplied cocaine to and all the local.
Damn, that nigga was snitching on everybody.
And distributed to. He initially said that he hadn't distributed out of state to anyone or knew of anyone who did it within the last 3 years. But then he went through and we started asking about specific individuals, and he would provide more details and information about who he had supplied and what he had supplied and sort of the details.
That's the type of shit that can get you.
He talks about his Primo.
Yes. Primo was an individual that he bought cocaine from, like his supplier of kilos of cocaine. It's anywhere from 11,500 to 12,500 a kilogram. Primo fronted Davis one point at like 200 kilos of cocaine at a time, and then Davis would go out and sell it.
Look how that nigga reading that shit, man.
Primo back.
He hurt, man. That nigga Keefe hurt.
He also mentions Corey Edwards getting drugs from Mr. Davis and being out in Ohio and distributing cocaine in Ohio.
Yes, Davis said that at that time, back when we were interviewing him in '98, up until about 3 years prior, that he was supplying Corey Edwards, who was selling cocaine all over Ohio.
Damn.
But I guess Edwards got into. He said at one point Edwards got into some trouble with his Cleveland drug contact. And that individual started coming out to acquire cocaine directly from Davis. That was an individual named Bubs who resided in Cleveland.
Eventually, he describes how Primo goes back to Colombia and he gets a new supplier by the name of Samuel Lopez.
So Primo, I guess, departed the U.S. So we had to start selling cocaine in smaller quantities. And he came across a supplier by the name of Samuel Lopez, whose brother was actually in federal custody. Then Davis had heard that Samuel Lopez went back to Mexico after the FBI attempted to arrest him. And I guess there was a younger brother or another Lopez, George Lopez, used to answer the phone for Samuel Lopez at the time.
And I'm not going to go into this, but there was a discussion of someone named Dupree, but that guy's full name was Azel Dupree Hall III, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
He talks specifically about the phone calls that you were playing for him, that you had captured him on the wire.
That's correct.
This one. At the very end, he denies that he's the leader of the Southside Crips and claims Darnell Brim is actually the leader of the gang.
Oh,
Yes,
that's crazy.
Yeah, even though he
That's crazy.
had said that he was large scale, basically a drug trafficker on that south side of Compton, that Darnell Brim was actually.
That's crazy, bro. That's crazy, man. Bro, they said this man was giving up people in his own crew.
He denies that he's the leader of the Southside Crips. And
They saying he was giving up people in his own crew, man. That's wild, bro.
at the very end, he denies that he's the leader of the Southside Crips. And
Now look at this, y'all.
you maintain that confidentiality.
That's correct.
I'm showing you what's been marked as State's Proposed Exhibit number 149. Is that the 302 that describes that particular conversation?
Yes, it is.
Move to admit 149.
Any objection?
No objection, Your Honor.
So admitted.
Bro, I'm gonna tell you where they did dirty, bro. I'm gonna tell everybody in this comment section how they did Keefe D disgusting. They did Keefe D filthy in court, and this is why. And they're playing a dangerous game. I'm gonna tell you why they're trying to smoke Keefe D out before the end of this trial. By them releasing all that shit right there, his whole paperwork in court, man, they put this nigga life in danger, bro. Let me say this again. They put Keefe D's life in danger. They have released information that we didn't even know Keefe D was saying all this shit. This nigga Keefe D gave him not one, but 2 plugs from Colombia. 2 plugs, and he was naming niggas from his own crew and naming niggas from the other side. This nigga was giving them niggas names of niggas all across the country. They did this nigga super dirty. And Keefe know it, because if this is about Tupac, the only reason why they brought that other shit in there is to let that nigga know we'll break you in front of everybody, nigga. We're gonna break you in front. We're gonna let everybody know, nigga, what you said up in these rooms. That shit is crazy. They also did it to show that Keefe D is some type of shot caller to be able to know all this shit. They didn't have to let all that out to convict Keefe D. They could have kept that shit Tupac. Bro, they don't talk. They talked about this nigga whole. They talked about everything he snitched on and gave full names on gang members on both sides, drug dealers, connects. Bro, that's bro. They could get that. They could get that nigga whacked, man. Real talk,
again,
man.
You do promise him confidentiality during
Yes.
that conversation.
Yes, we did.
And up until the U.S. attorney authorized you, you maintain that confidentiality. Mr. Davis tells you he's not aware of any motive for why blood gang members or individuals associated with death row records would have wanted to kill Anderson.
Listen.
That's correct.
Listen, y'all.
The
future.
Now, listen to this very closely. This is very important. This is about the Tupac shit right here.
It's that particular conversation.
Yes, it is.
Move to admit 149.
Any objection?
No objection, Your Honor.
So
Shout out to Taylor for the donation, 20 spot.
And I'm going to put that one up on the screen. Can you tell me the date that occurred?
The interview.
There's another one. God, I thought that nigga had three. This is the second one.
April 15th, 1999.
Okay. And the report's generated on April 20th of 19.
That's correct.
You begin the conversation with him talking about Mr. Anderson and his death. Is that fair?
Yes, that's correct.
And then Mr. Davis tells you he's not aware of any motive for why blood gang members or individuals associated with death row records would have wanted to kill Anderson.
That's correct.
And then he repeats that he had nothing to do with either Tupac Shakur or Christopher Wallace's murder.
Yes, he actually, he said that himself and Mr. Orlando Anderson were not involved in the shooting death of Tupac Shakur, and as well as anybody else that he was associated with, and with Tupac or Mr. Christopher Wallace, Notorious B.I.G.
Does he speculate?
Listen.
Again, as to who would have been involved in these two murders?
Well, he said, he told us he didn't know who killed the two rap stars, but that he believed individuals from New York associated with Puffy Combs or individuals associated.
Game over. That nigga told the cops. That nigga told the cops in 99. Didn't I tell y'all this? Fuck that $1 million hit. He told the cops in 99 that Diddy had people he believed that murked Tupac. We ain't even in the 2001 yet. This in 99, nigga. Let me rewind that part back again. I gotta rewind that part back again. That's crazy, bro. Hold on.
It's that particular conversation.
Yes, it is.
Move to admit 149.
Any objection?
Hold on.
Again.
Hold on, y'all.
And Mr. Orlando Anderson were not involved in the shooting death of Tupac Shakur, and as well as anybody else that he was associated with, and with Tupac or Mr. Christopher Wallace, Notorious B.I.G.
Does he speculate?
Listen.
Again, as to who would have been involved in these two murders?
Well, he said, he told us he didn't know who killed the two rap stars, but that he believed individuals from New York associated with Puffy Combs, individuals associated with Death Row Records could have killed Shakur, and that individuals associated with Death Row Records killed Mr. Wallace.
and then he talks a little bit of the gang.
Wait. We gotta stop it right there. I seen it. I seen it.
Anderson were not involved in the shooting.
I seen it.
Tupac Shakur, and as well as anybody else that he was associated with.
Hold on, I see it.
And with
I see it.
Tupac or Mr. Christopher Wallace.
Oh no. Go back.
As he speculates.
Go back.
Mr. Davis tells you
Go back.
he's not aware of any motive for why blood gang members or individuals associated with death row records would have.
I seen it, y'all.
That's correct.
Right here.
He
Hold on, y'all. I got the paperwork. I got it. This nigga on tape. They gonna play the tape. That's the paperwork right there. They showed in court. Keefe D statement, page 2. What is it, January, February, March, April the 15th, 1999. Individuals associated with death row records would have wanted to kill Anderson. He doesn't know. That's what he said. It goes on. Read the next paragraph. Anderson was not involved in the shooting death of Tupac Shakur, and neither Davis nor his group killed Shakur or Wallace, aka Notorious B.I.G. This is what Keefe D told the cops. But read the next sentence. Davis does not know who killed the two rap stars. He believed that either individuals from New York associated with Puffy Combs. Game over. He told this to the cops, nigga. And not only this cop said that shit, that they got that on tape. He told that to the other. Hold on. He told that to the other cop years later. That Diddy paid that nigga. So listen now. So now they saying this nigga wore a wire and went on a sting operation to try to line all them New York niggas up. Bro, that's crap. Oh my God, bro. Bro, I know that nigga salty. They pulled this shot because nobody knew all this detailed information. We only heard certain parts of that proffer, but nobody knew all this detailed information, right? So the person who says they can say that, but they have no proof. Yes, they do have proof, and they're going to prove it in court. Once again, they don't have to prove Keefe D pulled the trigger. They don't have to prove that there was a Cadillac there. They don't have to prove that Keefe D's DNA was anywhere. All they needed was Keefe D's confession, circumstantial evidence, and witness testimony. Meaning, people who say, hey, man, he had a reason to go back and retaliate after what happened to Orlando Anderson. They can't say Orlando Anderson wasn't in what you call it. They can't say Orlando wasn't in Vegas. Matter of fact, y'all know something? I'm gonna ask everybody a question in this comment section. I want y'all to think about this. They got 200 witnesses. Anybody in this comment section? And I heard the cops say something that would never leave my mind. I heard the cops say something and they'll never leave my mind because I don't miss nothing they say. The cops said that Keefe D said that Orlando Anderson rented a room under his name in Vegas. And that's where they were at. Now, anybody got $1? Out of those 200 witnesses, they got somebody that can put Keefe D in Vegas that weekend. Do anybody got $1? $1. That they got somebody in those 200 witnesses. Most of these witnesses are unknown Their identities are hidden. Anybody got $1, they got somebody in that witness pool that can place Keefe D in Las Vegas on the weekend of Tupac's murder. If they got one person that go up there and that can say, hey, yeah, I seen Keefe D out there that weekend. I'm telling you, bro, they're not bringing this case unless they had somebody the whole time. You find out evidence in these type of cases that we never knew all this time, man. I never knew that nigga lined up Diddy like that. I never knew he did 3. This nigga did 3 different interviews with the investigators in 98, 99, and 2000 and something. I never knew in 99 he told them. Nobody ever knew that he said that Suge might have did it. Nobody knew this until this trial. It's always some new shit that come out in front of y'all, in front of the world in the trial. It's always in the prosecution, they got something up their sleeve. Because you know something I noticed about the prosecution, y'all? I watched them today. Every time Keefe D's lawyer was doing cross-examination, the prosecution never got worried. It's like they know they got something up their sleeve. They never got worried. It's like they know they got something up their sleeve. If they can get one person that can put Keefe D in Vegas that weekend, bro, this is about to get disgusting. But let's listen to what else was said. Because the other cop came up and the other cop said, oh, yeah, we was trying to get Diddy for that Rico. He said we was trying to put the Rico on Diddy then. And peep what Mo Preem did. Mo Preem Shakur, stepbrother Tupac. Mo Preem did something before this trial started that everybody should have paid attention to. Mo Preem filed a wrongful death lawsuit against Keefe D and 100 other unnamed co-conspirators that he is going to name. Why would Mo Preem do that? And why wouldn't Mo Preem name those unnamed co-conspirators? Because, in my opinion, Mo Preem was waiting for this trial to expose all the names of these different people that were involved. So when he unveils all those other names in his wrongful death lawsuit, think about it. He's suing Keefe D and 100 other unnamed people. Keefe D ain't got no money. But who does have money? Think about that. Who does have money? Now, Mo Preem did that because he knew, in my opinion, what this trial was going to expose. And I'm telling y'all this right now, man. This right here, what y'all about to see, this shit about to be a movie, man. Listen to what the cop said. I'm going to play what he said. When he said, hey, man, yeah, we was investigating him. And he said, well, why not? He said, no, we weren't worried about it. He said, we went up to the top of the food chain. We wanted Diddy. We wanted Puffy. That's what he said. He said, we wanted him on the Rico. And they don't just have to charge Diddy with a Rico murder for hire. They can charge Diddy with multiple Rico. Until the person said, I'm reaching for the truth, brother. And guess what? I was right. I told you this whole murder trial to get Keefe D locked up is to prove that there was a conspiracy and that Tupac Shakur was murdered. Because if they solve this murder and they get a murder conviction against Keefe D, that instantly opens the door for Rico on Sean Diddy Combs. Because now in this case, which Keefe D would have been found guilty, they have already proven in a court of law that there was a gang war that was associated with Bad Boy and with Death Row. And anytime you have a record label that has gangsters on the payroll, and then you have a murder, all you need is 2 predicate acts in a 10-year span for a Rico. Let's keep going. Try to tell these people, man. Cats don't be want to listen, bro. You try to tell niggas the truth, they don't want to listen.
Either Tupac Shakur or Christopher Wallace's murder.
Yes, he actually, he said that himself and from stemming from the mall altercation with Marcus Nunn and Orlando Anderson, other members of Southside Compton Crips, along with the Compton Blood gang members.
And he claims the reason that people believe that Orlando Anderson is the killer is that he asserts the Compton police is telling people that.
That's correct. He made comments that he believed that Compton PD members were putting out rumors that Orlando Anderson and them were involved.
Do you confront him about Mr. Anderson, the attack, and him being upset about that particular attack?
Well, I mean, we asked him about that, about the whole escalation of incidents because of the gang activity, the incident at the mall, then at the MGM Grand, then obviously the shooting of Tupac and things of that nature. Mr. Davis said that Davis and Anderson were upset after the casino's attack on Anderson, but they weren't going to strike back with so many police officers around that they would have struck back once they returned to Compton.
So he indicates to you that he's angry enough to do it. It's just he planned on doing it back in Compton, which instead of in Las Vegas.
Yeah, if they were, apparently it was because of police presence in the area, something of that nature.
I'm not going to go through all the rest of this. The jury can read sort of the rest of this. Let me just check the very bottom.
Damn.
Oh, thank you, Agent. That completes my question.
Now, we going to the next guy. Now, this police officer right here, man, that nigga said it out loud today. He said, hey, man, we was investigating Diddy for the Rico. They had the feds on Diddy for the Rico murder charge. And now this is why we back here now at square one, what they was trying to do the first time. Now we're back 30 years later. We're right back here at square one. I told y'all this. Y'all niggas better start listening to your boy. My man right here.
Did there come a point in time where you heard that recording?
Yes.
And Judge, I have marked as state proposed exhibit.
Wayne Higgins' office.
Judge, I once again reoffer.
Suge Knight in Mr. Shakur's vehicle, so he couldn't shoot across the driver. So he handed the gun to
Listen, hold on, rewind it.
Dre in the back seat.
The entire thing at some point.
Listen.
But generally speaking, what was Mr. Davis's version of events as it relates to what happened with Tupac Shakur?
Mr. Davis stated that his nephew, Mr. Orlando Anderson, was jumped and beat up in a club or in a hotel in Las Vegas after the Tyson fight. He came and told Mr. Davis what happened. They went looking for Tupac, Suge, anybody who was involved, basically, in the beatdown of Mr. Anderson. And they couldn't find him at first. And then they saw him, and basically, Mr. Davis had the gun at first, but they came up on the passenger side.
Hold on, y'all. Let me cook this nigga real quick. Brother, see how easy it is to cook these niggas in the comment section? So my brother said, shout out to the brother JB. I don't know you, brother. Salute to you, though. He say, but why didn't they get Diddy? Because they didn't have no evidence. For one, Zip is dead and no weapon. My brother, it's not about that. Once again, you're not using your mind, brother. Let me explain it to you, brother. I want to say this to you. The weapon doesn't matter. In this case, they don't need a weapon. They don't need a weapon. They don't need a car. They don't need DNA. They don't need fingerprints. They don't need any of that. All they need to convict Keefe D is his own statements circumstantial evidence and witness testimony that would say, hey, they had a reason to go kill this guy. I don't sound crazy. Why you think he's in court right now? Why you think we at trial right now? They got no gun, no car, they wouldn't even be able to bring this to trial, brother, if I sound crazy. Now, let me tell you why they didn't get Diddy the first time, brother, because I don't sound crazy. I'm very intelligent, and I'm about to tell you right now, my brother. The reason why they didn't get Diddy the first time, my brother, is because Keefe D took a proffer. Everybody else was dead. So when they were investigating this, and Keefe D had a proffer, let me say this to you right now. He's not about to walk. He's about to walk right back to prison. I'm finna tell you something right now. When Keefe D had the proffer, and he said what he said in the proffer, and they weren't going to charge him with that, there was nobody else alive to charge to tie Diddy into a racketeering charge, which would have been a Rico murder for hire. What happened? Years came past. Keefe D starts doing podcasts. Keefe D writes a book. Once he did that, Keefe D broke his proffer agreement that nothing he said could be used against him. Hold on, brother. Hold on, brother. You're not listening to what I'm saying to you, brother. You have to really listen right now, brother. I'm making perfect sense, brother. And it's going to make sense when he's found guilty. Because, see, you in here with the great one right now, brother. You're not in here with some jabroni, brother. So, let me say this to you again. What's going to happen is now, he put himself in a Dulo twist, nigga. When he went on them interviews and was talking that hot boy shit, guess where they going to hang Keefe D? Keefe D already said this in the interview himself, brother. Greg Kading didn't break the proffer. Greg Kading didn't have a proffer to break. It was Keefe D, and I'm going to tell you why. It was Keefe D's agreement. Keefe D had multiple agreements. He talked to the cops 3 different times. Now, let me say this to y'all right now, and I want y'all to listen to this right here, because when I'm right, you better believe I'm right. They had nothing to get Diddy for because you couldn't link it to a murder because Keefe D had a ongoing proffer. He was the last one alive. So by this time, there's nobody else to say, hey, man, you got somebody that was in the car. We can directly charge them with the murder, right? But when Keefe D starts running his mouth, and what did Keefe D say in the interview with the Art of Dialogue? And this is what's going to destroy Keefe D when they play this in court. Keefe D told the Art of Dialogue that when I went into the room, he says, everybody called me a snitch, but I saved my people like Moses. He said, dude, when I went into the room, he said the cops already knew everything. He said the cops had everybody lined up on the wall, how they were sitting in the car. Keefe D admitted that the cops already had proof of how everything happened before they even asked him. So when they asked him, all they did was corroborate what they already knew from their investigations and their informants. Let me give you a perfect example, my brother. I'll give you a perfect example, my brother. Right? When Keefe D went in there to tell them people what he was telling them, they already knew what they were looking for. They just wanted to see if he was going to say what they already knew. When he said what they already knew, he couldn't be lying because he said what they already knew. Now, look, how do I know this? My brother, because the cop said it right now on the stand, and I'm going to play it for you, brother. The cop said right here on the stand today, the cop said, hey, man, we already knew the whole layout of what happened. When we talked to Keefe D, we was trying to see if what he was going to say was the truth lined up to what we already knew. That's exactly what the cop said. My brother, in court today. The only reason why they didn't go through with the charge is because Keefe D had not violated his proffer. But when Keefe D went on podcasts, did interviews, wrote a book talking about this, he violated his proffer agreement. And now he's in court facing life in prison. And now everything else is back on the table because he broke his proffer agreement. See, it's one thing if Keefe D said something and they had no evidence. Brother, they got 200 witnesses coming for a reason, my brother. They have 200 witnesses for a reason, brother. Now, let's get back into what he said. Because this is very important, you guys. I want y'all to think about this. What I'm saying to everybody today is very important, right? It's very important that you always listen and study to do what, y'all? You study to show yourself approved. That's what you do. Now let's put this back on the screen for y'all. Y'all wanted it a little bit louder. We can make it a little bit louder for y'all. No problem. We can do that. I can accommodate.
This is Davis C377-407.
Now let's get back.
Which was keep it confidential until such time as you were authorized by the U.S. Attorney to talk about it. The only other thing.
Now, hold on.
The Sheriff's Department, FBI, ATF, and DEA were all a part of the task force.
Did you hear that, sir?
Was there a precipitating
Hold on. Let me
event
run that for you, sir. Because I don't think you can hear.
May I direct your attention.
He said the FBI was in on that shit too. Listen, brother.
2006 were you asked to be part of a task force related to the Christopher Wallace murder?
Yes, I was.
And can you describe that task force for us?
Robbery, homicide specials, Los Angeles Sheriff's Department, FBI, ATF,
FBI,
DEA were all a part of the task force.
And was there a precipitating event that caused the 2006 task force to be?
Hold on, y'all. My brother. With all due respect, homie. My brother. With all due respect, brother. With all love, honor, and respect, my brother. This is with all respect to you, brother. You say I'm listening to crooked cops, nigga. My nigga. And this is for everybody listening to this video. Hold on. This is for everybody that's listening to this video, y'all. Because this man just said this to me, bro. And I find that to be very disrespectful, man. What he said to me, bro. You said that I'm listening to crooked cops and blah, right? Brother. With all due respect, my brother. How the hell am I listening to crooked cops? I just want to say this again to you, brother. How in the hell is Ticket listening to crooked cops when Keefe D said this on tape?
Brought that dude, what's his name? The dude, Drink Club. The dude from Drink Club.
Oh, you talking about
Noriega? Yeah, he brought him what he brought him, a Maybach truck? Yeah, I think he should look out. You know what I'm saying? He worth $1 billion. He should come look out. Come build a basketball gym at our Parkers. Do something. You know what I'm saying? Do something for us, dog. You know what I'm saying? He wrong. You know, he like we some shit on the grass or something. You know what I'm saying? Like he don't even know us no more. God damn, buddy.
If you could say anything to Puffy after everything you did for him, what would you say to him?
I'm still here, bro. Still waiting. You know what I'm saying? I'm still here waiting, bro. Damn. You know, I used to pop
my brother. You're missing my whole point, man. I'm not gonna keep arguing with you. You keep saying he's the fall guy, brother. Ain't nobody make him get in front of no microphone, nigga. Ain't nobody make him get in front of no microphone, my nigga. If Keefe D didn't say a word, nigga, we ain't here. Y'all niggas making all these old lame excuses, bruh. If he didn't say nothing, we wouldn't be here. These niggas crazy. Don't nobody want to hear about no crooked cops, nigga. I don't want to hear about shit about that. If that nigga wouldn't have said a word, would none of us be here right now? Pay attention to the details, nigga. See how they try and blame it on everybody else? This nigga went on here and told on himself on his free will. And y'all niggas in here blaming somebody else, my nigga? Y'all niggas crazy. That nigga did 100 interviews. Nobody put no, he did this shit willingly. The nigga said Tupac was breakdancing in the back seat, nigga. And you gonna talk about some, oh, nigga is crooked. Everybody wanna hear that shit, bro. He said that. Y'all gotta have some accountability, my nigga. He could have easily just faded to black and would nobody been talking about ever again. They wouldn't have talked about it again. As I said to y'all. But like I said, y'all see this shit, right? I'm going to say it again. This is out here in the public. This nigga went and did interviews about this shit. He talked about this shit over and over and over for years, my nigga. Wrote a book and everything. And then when them people come pick you up, you want to talk about somebody else? All them cops you said it was dirty, this nigga wasn't being fucked with. He came out and said this. Where's the accountability, bruh? Come on, man. Y'all sit up here complaining about somebody else, and then nigga put himself in a Dulo twist. Come on, bruh.
Christopher Wallace's mother filed a lawsuit against the Los Angeles Police Department.
And what was the allegation in the lawsuit?
That there was police officer involvement in his death.
LA police officer involvement?
Yes.
And what was the purpose of the 2006 task force?
To uncover, first of all, if there was any police officer involvement, and also to hopefully solve the Biggie Smalls murder case.
Now, by 2008, this is 11 years after the homicide. I assume that there was records that the LAPD would have gathered initially in the investigation in the ensuing 11 years that you had access to.
Yes.
Did you guys, or did the task force formulate a plan as to how you were going to go about investigating the Christian Wallace murder?
Yeah. There was rumors that this was a war between Southside Compton Crips and Mob Piru. Puffy Combs labeled Bad Boy and Death Row Records. So we started there. And that consisted of coming to Vegas, getting all their files, getting up to speed on the Tupac murder. Although we weren't investigating it, we just wanted to get up to speed on it. And then starting there, everybody was a suspect at that time in the Biggie Smalls murder.
At the time you come to Vegas and learn what information the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department is, who is the detective that you're having the contact with? You begin investigating. Did you have any suspects that you identified and wanted to potentially look at?
From the initial investigation, Southside Compton Crips possibly had something to do with the murder because they weren't paid for the Tupac murder. And then also Death Row Records, that they were involved because of the retaliation for the Tupac murder. So, like I said, everybody was a suspect at that time.
During the course of the investigation, did you at some point focus on a person identified as Dwayne Davis?
Yes.
Do you see Mr. Davis here in court today?
Yes.
You put him out to describe something he's wearing.
Look at him.
He's at the defense table with a
Look dead
blue
at that
shirt
nigga.
and a multicolored tie.
May the record reflect the identification of the defendant.
Is he wearing a jacket or no jacket? No jacket.
No jacket.
So
No jacket. Look how he looking.
How is it that,
Y'all niggas sit up here. Look at this.
The vehicle used in the Christopher Wallace murder was a Impala. Mr. Davis had an Impala, and they had impounded it early on in the investigation. So
Hold on, my man. I want to answer your question, bro. Hey, bro, this ain't about being tough, homie. Ain't nothing tough being about this, my brother. It ain't nothing tough to seeing my black brothers in prison, my nigga. That shit ain't tough, bro. But let me say this to you. The LAPD couldn't do shit if Keefe D didn't say nothing on them interviews, my nigga. The LAPD couldn't do shit if Keefe D didn't say nothing in these interviews, my G. They couldn't do nothing. From 2008 to 2020, they wasn't even bothering Keefe D. He went and got on them interviews and wrote the book, brother. Y'all come in here make excuses for all these dudes. This man went and got on the internet. This was a gangster that got on the internet and talked shop on the internet and thought the cops wasn't gonna come lock you up. And you talking about, oh, the LAPD. I'm not trying to hear about that. If he don't say a word, we not here, bro. Can anybody in this comment section acknowledge this? Or is everybody scared to tell the truth? I'm not saying LAPD ain't dirty. That's not my point. My point is that if that man would have never said nothing, homie, he would not have been here today. None of us would be here. Straight up. If you would have beat the shit and got to the point where Keefe D got in life, bro, you just go get a 9 to 5 and walk away, nigga, and live your life. But wanting to be seen, wanting to be heard, wanting to be in front of the cameras and shit. Come on, bro. Come on, man. This ain't about being tough, man. Y'all come on here and get mad at the wrong people, dog. That man did it to himself, and you gonna sit up here and tell me I'm dumber than you thought, but Keefe D the one that's sitting in the courtroom right now facing a murder. Man, come on, bro. Cut it out, bro. We ain't gonna go there, bro. He the one sitting in the courtroom looking like this. But you talking about I'm dumb. Come on, bro. And you hear this man on all kind of tapes telling on everybody in every hood, nigga. Come on, man. And y'all niggas in here putting y'all niggas names on this shit, backing this shit up. Did you see the paperwork, nigga? They showed the paperwork today in court, bro. Come on, man. Y'all niggas can't move the goalposts when y'all want to, man. My brother, listen, I'm not arguing with you about, all I'm saying is, brother, is that Keefe D, lying or not, he should not have said nothing about this. Once you get to this point in life where they can't charge you unless you say something, the only way they can charge him is if he says something. Come on, man. Yo, man, y'all condone this on the internet? Come on, bro. Listen to what this man said. Listen to what he said. And then you tell me if I'm dumb or not. I'm the one showing y'all that then they was trying to line Diddy up for the Rico. I told y'all this because I be reading all the paperwork. All the shit that been coming on. I've been reading that shit. I already read the tea leaves. I knew what's been going on. Peep this shit, y'all. And they gonna come tell me I'm capping.
And did you have information related to what his position was in the Southside Crips?
I mean, we knew that Mr. Davis was the man with all the money in their hood, in their neighborhood.
Now, you said that you, what was your role in the task force?
I was the lowest level, bottom of the food chain detective. I was a gang expert. and I knew a little bit about the rap industry. So that was
That's how you got brought in.
yes.
The Southside Crips, did they have kind of two crews associated with them?
As far as I know, yes.
And one of those crews, the Burris Street crew, who was that sort of generally headed by?
It was Keefe amongst others.
The Glencoe crew, who was sort of the leader of that group?
From what we gathered, Darnell Graham.
The cops telling y'all names.
How is it that you're going to go about investigating Mr. Davis for the Biggie Smalls murder? What's your plan?
I had never worked with the DEA, FBI. I was a homicide
They
investigator.
had the FBI on this shit. Listen now.
So above my pay grade, they tried to figure out a way to get leverage on Mr. Davis through narcotic sales. We would bring him in after we caught him with narcotics and see if he would work with us and give us information on the Biggie Smalls case.
And were you able to gather enough information to potentially arrest and charge him with narcotics?
Yes.
And how much narcotics are we talking about here?
From what I remember, it was PCP, a gallon, and
Listen, y'all, but they ain't here talking about me. Listen what the cops telling you, but they ain't here talking about me. And the cops telling you this in court. No question about it. The cops telling y'all this. They ain't here talking about me. Listen to what he said. With a straight face. No cap in this shit. At all. The cop, I gotta say this. The cop is in here telling y'all the whole play. He telling y'all the whole play. What they doing though, y'all? They coming in here getting mad at the wrong person. That's unbelievable, man. That's unbelievable. Let's get back to it. Where he at?
police officer involvement in his death.
Hold on.
Flawless murder.
Yeah. There was rumors that this was a war between
You began.
and then also Death Row Records, that they were involved because of the retaliation for the Tupac murder. So, like I said, everybody was a suspect at that time.
During the course of the investigation, did you at some point focus on a person identified as Dwayne Davis?
Yes.
Here we go.
Who was drugs?
As I said, I wasn't familiar with the Fed system. From what I was told, though, that was a life sentence with the amount of drugs that were.
A life sentence.
So once you've gathered all this evidence, do you do anything to indicate to Mr. Davis that you've got your leverage?
We met with him,
And who's we?
me and Detective Greg Kading.
And where did that meeting take place?
If I recall, it was at Mr. Davis's residence, maybe in Rancho Cucamonga or Corona. I forget the location. And we sat in his garage and we advised him of what we had. And we get an attorney and we'll meet with you a couple days later in LA at the Fed building and we'll discuss it more.
At the Fed building.
Was there a suggestion to Mr. Davis that he shouldn't use a lawyer by the name of Edie Fall?
I don't know anything about that.
Does there come a point in time when you wind up at a meeting with Mr. Davis and his lawyer?
Yes.
And that first meeting, what are you there to talk to Mr. Davis about?
To show him the evidence that we had against him, the video surveillance that we did a lot of surveillance on him, to show him everything we had and what he was looking, to receive as a case against him.
And so do you eventually wind up in a meeting with his lawyer in either the lawyer's office or a police station to talk to him about that?
I think that first meeting was at the AUSA's office in downtown Los Angeles with him and his attorney. And about 4 or 5 people from the task force.
And was there your understanding as to what the circumstances of what you could and couldn't use against Mr. Davis about what he's talking to you about?
Yes. And again, I'm just in the room. I never even been in the AUSA's office at that time. So I'm just observing what's going on.
Did anyone use the term, this is a proffer?
Yes.
And was that agreement between the AUSA? Do you remember that AUSA's name?
Timothy Seawright.
And do you remember the attorney for Mr. Davis, his name?
Wayne Higgins.
And so there was an agreement in that first meeting that this would be a proffer.
Yes.
And during the course of that, do you ask Mr. Davis about his involvement in the Biggie Smalls murder?
Yes.
And what is his response?
At that time, he said, no, we didn't have anything to do with that.
That
When
one.
he said we didn't have anything to do with that one, did that trigger anything in your mind as to what he was saying?
When I recall, yes, we were like, that one, what do you mean? And then he
What was
said, we did the other.
We did the other one. See?
He said we did the other one. And so at that point, what did you think he was talking about?
Me personally, the only other one was Tupac. But we had nothing, we didn't think we were talking about Christopher Wallace. We didn't ask him any questions about Tupac. He
volunteered that. Come on,
And
bro.
so when
And niggas here arguing with me, he volunteered
there's
that.
some discussion then of maybe having a conversation about Tupac.
It was a surprise to us. Number one, we were shook. We were surprised. Yes. I mean, I don't know if we shut that meeting down then to discuss what we were going to do. I don't remember, but we were surprised.
Does there come a point in time when there's a meeting set for December 18th of 2008 to talk to Mr. Davis about the Tupac Shakur murder?
Yes.
So let's get this right. Because of what he said, they pulled him back up. They said, oh, what? They didn't even ask him. They're investigating Biggie's murder. They didn't even ask him about Tupac. He told them we did the Tupac. Come on, bro. Y'all got to stop this. Once again, the cop just told y'all that was in the room. All these other people wasn't in the room. He told the cop they were talking about Big's murder. This was Biggie. This was LAPD. This wasn't even about Vegas. The cops say he just volunteered and told us that they did Tupac. What? And y'all niggas in here arguing with me about anything, my nigga? About anything. This nigga, hold on. So this nigga put a body on himself and y'all niggas in here talking about me. Come on, man, nigga, pay attention to the details, man. He put a body on himself. You know what I think? Keefe D wasn't even smart enough to know about being an accessory. He probably thought because somebody else did it, pulled the trigger, that he could be able to walk. He probably didn't even know about an accessory. Meaning that if you're there when somebody gets murked and you beside them, you'll be charged just as much as they are. Meaning, if you're anybody riding in that car and somebody kills somebody, you all get charged with first-degree murder. You all get charged with first-degree murder. That's the point. So I don't understand why people are bro. So this is before all the money, podcasts. This is before Greg Kading. Everybody keeps talking about Greg Kading. This is before Greg Kading, dog. He sat down and he volunteered to these people. This man just told y'all, he went in the room. He said, man, we talking about Biggie. This nigga come talking about Tupac. He said when that nigga talked about Tupac, he surprised all of us. We had to set up a whole new meeting with this nigga. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. And that won't even for no money. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. This is Los Angeles, not Las Vegas. Los Angeles, not Las Vegas. So he told them. So now what they got to do is they got to go coordinate with Las Vegas and say, hey, man, this nigga's in here talking. Find out what Las Vegas got. Las Vegas comes in there with their information already lined up. And Keefe D tells them what they've already known from investigations. This is why he's cooked. And all y'all niggas who don't see this, I don't understand what's wrong with you. I don't understand what you're looking at, nigga. But let's get to the part where he talks about Diddy and what they about to do to Diddy. With the Rico, nigga. Let's get to that right now. I don't know what these niggas be thinking about, man. Real talk, man.
Ending, was that still based upon the agreement between Wayne Higgins and the U.S. attorney that it would be a proffer session?
Yes.
At that point, before having this conversation with Mr. Davis, has anybody notified Las Vegas that Mr. Davis is going to be talking about the Tupac Shakur murder?
Unfortunately, no.
They didn't even tell Las Vegas.
Were you present on December 18th for an interview with Mr. Davis about the Tupac Shakur murder?
Yes.
And did you subsequently learn, or previously learn, but subsequently learn that conversation was recorded?
Yes.
Do you know who recorded that statement?
One of the members of the task force, Bill Holcomb.
Did there come a point in time where you heard that recording?
Yes.
And Judge, I have marked as state proposed exhibit.
Now, he asked him a question, y'all, and I want everybody to understand what I'm saying. He asked a great question, and this answers everything right here. He asked him, he said, hey, man, did y'all talk to Las Vegas PD when Keefe D told y'all that he had information on Tupac? He said, no, we didn't. They didn't even talk to the Las Vegas Police Department. So think about this. The Las Vegas Police Department didn't even know that Keefe D was going to talk to them about Tupac yet. Now, let's see what happens. I try to tell y'all this shit. Nigga, come get mad at me, nigga.
117, which is the actual recording, and 110, which is the transcript of that recording. I'm out from it this time.
He gonna put the paperwork up. He gonna put the paperwork up, my nigga. Paperwork. You can't get past that paperwork party, nigga.
Foundation with regards to that.
His lawyer mad. Look.
The question that was asked was like, do you recognize the recording?
Okay, do you want to play
I can play part of
Maybe
that
the
recording
first
for Detective.
a couple
Keefe.
seconds and see if he recognizes it?
Yeah, there's
Not gonna
some
get-
walking in time. So December 18th, 2008, with Mr. Davis.
Yes.
And who was present at this besides yourself that you recall?
The lead detective, Detective Greg Kading, he was mostly in charge. Bill Holcomb and me. That's all I can remember.
Was Wayne Higgins present as well?
Wayne Higgins was there, and I'm sorry, so was Mr. Davis, of course.
And do you recall where this conversation took place?
It might have been at Wayne Higgins' office.
As I once again reoffer 117 and 110.
Did you want to show him 110 to verify that is the transcript of it?
Oh, you want me to?
Well, that was the objection, was that
Oh,
the foundation wasn't accurate. And we talked about the first item, but not the second.
take a look at that. You can read through as much as it is you need to. That appear to be a transcription of that particular meeting.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, that's it.
Move to admit 110 and 117.
Any objection, Mr. Stift?
No, Your Honor.
They will be admitted.
And let me tell y'all something. I need to tell this to everybody listening, because I want to break down something to y'all. Because a nigga came in the comment section arguing with me, but I'm going to educate you, brother. I don't want to argue with you. I want to educate you, brother. So when you said that shit y'all was saying about Greg Kading too, guess what, brother? What Greg Kading did, regardless of what you think, he didn't break no laws. When Greg Kading used that recording and put it in his book, he didn't break any laws. Why is that, y'all? Because proffer agreements are not law. So Keefe D, he spoke to a federal task force in 2008 under the proffer agreement. Like I told y'all, that proffer agreement is like a contract, not a criminal law. It states that the government will not use a suspect's words to directly indict or prosecute them. Breaking a proffer contract is a civil issue regarding the admissibility of evidence, not a crime. Then you can talk about the investigative tool leaks. So Officer Greg Caden, he has explained that the proffer agreements do not grant absolute immunity. The details gathered can still be used as investigative tools. So when Greg Caden retired from the LAPD, he used the unsealed information to write his book. No criminal charges or official department sanctions have ever been brought against Greg Caden for sharing those details. Why? Because it was not illegal. He used the unsealed. Today, y'all heard the sealed shit. Some of it. When they play that full 5-hour tape, ooh, they're going to cook Keefe D. Because y'all going to hear the whole thing on tape from his mouth. What was sealed from the world. All y'all heard was a little bit and piece that he put in his book that was unsealed. See, this is the part people don't know. When people come on the internet running their mouth, they don't know nothing. They just talking, man. Let's get back to it, bro. That nigga come here talking. That nigga don't even know what they talking about, man. King, period, nigga.
The jury is gonna hear the entire thing at some point. But generally speaking, what was Mr. Davis's version of events as it relates to what happened with Tupac Shakur?
Mr. Davis stated that his nephew, Mr. Orlando Anderson, was jumped and beat up in a club or in a hotel in Las Vegas after the Tyson fight. He came and told Mr. Davis what happened. They went looking for Tupac, Suge, anybody who was involved, basically, in the beatdown of Mr. Anderson. And they couldn't find him at first. And then they saw him, and basically, Mr. Davis had the gun at first, but they came up on the passenger side of Suge Knight and Mr. Shakur's vehicle, so he couldn't shoot across the driver. So he handed the gun to Dre in the back seat, Andre Smith. He was afraid to shoot. Mr. Anderson grabbed the gun and shot across Mr. Smith into Mr. Knight's car that Mr. Tupac Shakur was in with Mr. Knight.
And did he tell you what kind of vehicle he was in?
In a white Cadillac.
Did he tell you what kind of gun was used?
A 40 cal Glock.
And did he tell you after the shooting where the car went? If you recall. If you don't recall.
I don't recall.
After receiving this information in March of 2009, does the task force sign Mr. Davis up as a confidential informant?
Yes.
And once you sign him up as a confidential informant, what is it that you want to do with Mr. Davis?
Figure out ways to see if he's telling the truth about his story, about what happened.
And so what do you do?
Mr. Davis had a narcotics friend in New York by the name of Equan Williams, Zip. He said he could, this is a lot deeper than that. Sean Puffy Combs was supposed to have given money to Zip Martin to give to Mr. Davis.
Once again, they bringing up Diddy's name in court. What are they doing? Lining Diddy up. I told y'all this. Y'all niggas don't want to listen to me now. Watch what he say about the Rico with Diddy. Watch what he say. He gonna bring all that shit up. How they was trying to hit Diddy with the Rico, nigga. Did them niggas come in here getting mad at me? Man, this nigga wore a wire, bro. That nigga went over there to New York and wore a wire, bro. And niggas on the internet arguing with me. This is insane. This is insane. I want y'all to think about this. The cop even said, yo, it's deeper than that, man. The cop looked at the nigga and said, yo, nah, it's deeper than that, bro. Bro, this nigga wore a wire, bro. And niggas is on the internet getting mad at me. When that nigga wore a wire, man, come on, bro.
Davis for payment of the Tupac murder.
Play it again. Play that
We
again.
go to Mr. Davis. He says Zip Martin to give to Mr. Davis for payment of the Tupac murder. Fast forward, we go to Mr. Davis. He says he can rekindle that relationship with Mr. Zip Martin and get him to talk about the money that was given from Sean Puffy Combs to Mr. Martin that never got to Mr. Davis.
And did you guys or Mr. Davis come up with a plan to get leverage on Mr. Williams, Zip? What was the idea?
Me, Detective Kading, ATF Jim Black, and Keefe D, Mr. Davis flew to New York. So Mr. Davis can work undercover to try to rekindle that friendship and business relationship with Zip.
And when Mr. Davis goes in to, do you remember the name of the club?
It's called the Zip Code.
The Zip Code Club.
Does he in fact meet with Zip?
Zip, he did, but from what we gathered from Mr. Davis told us, he passed him off to his nephew, meaning Zip passed him off to his nephew to do business with him. Zip had cancer or something like that. He was sickly. He said he wasn't in the business no more, something like that. So it didn't work.
So he was unable to reestablish a business relationship and do a drug deal with Zip so that you would have leverage to then talk to Zip about what he, Mr.
Look how he looking.
I'm just confirming the information you just provided. What?
You're just confirming that the information that you just were provided is what?
I'm just confirming the information that he just testified to.
Bro, this is crazy.
Then, overruled. You may answer.
Yes, he couldn't rekindle the relationship.
And so you come back from New York.
Yes.
At some point, does the LAPD establish whether or not LAPD officers were involved in the murder of Mr. Wallace?
We found out that there was not any police officer involved.
And eventually, Mrs. Wallace's lawsuit is resolved.
Yes, it does.
At some point, are you directed to attend a meeting involving Wayne Higgins, Dwayne Davis, and Dan Long, the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department investigator on Tupac Shakur?
Yes.
And on September 9th of 2009, did you in fact attend that interview?
Yes.
And was that recorded?
Yes.
This morning, did you listen to portions of that to confirm that is in fact a copy of the 2009 audio recording?
Yes.
And if I approach you, I forgot this one. Showing you 111. If you flip that over, take a look at it. Does that appear to be a transcript?
Look how Keefe D looking. That nigga deflated, nigga.
Yes.
Yeah.
Move to admit 111 and 118.
Any objection?
No objection.
So admitted.
That nigga know the whole world hearing
Finally,
this.
and I forgot to do this. During the conversation on December 18th of 2008, did you have some sort of chart that was put in front of Mr. Davis where he identified where people were in various vehicles.
Yes.
I'm showing you what's been marked as state's proposed exhibit number 147. Is that a copy of the chart?
Showed him the chart where the people was at. Come on, man. Y'all niggas, come on, bro. Come on, man.
Yes.
Come on, man. That nigga went on a sting operation.
So
Then he showed the cops where the niggas was at. Y'all niggas need to stop playing with me, man. Y'all better stop playing with me. I'm just gonna bring the facts, my nigga.
Thank you, sir. I pass the witness.
Cross-examination, Mr. Swift.
Now watch this, y'all. This when he started talking. This when he about to start talking about the Rico with Diddy.
2.5 hours. I don't play with
Now listen, y'all.
This was 2006 when we started. The murders happened in 1996 and 97. So a lot of the reports were already written.
So with regards to, you're classifying this as a cold case?
Yes.
And what is a cold case to you?
It's a case that takes a long time to solve.
And with regard to the cold case, which are you talking specifically about the murder here, the murder investigation of Tupac Shakur?
I'm talking about what we classified Christopher Wallace case. I don't know if they classified Tupac a cold case at that time.
I see. So you were part of the task force specifically on Biggie Smalls, which is called Biggie Smalls.
That's why we started the task force, because of the lawsuit.
All right, and you are classifying that as the cold case.
Yes.
So all your work would have been under the Biggie Smalls investigation, not necessarily under the Tupac case that we're here for today.
Yes.
And so with regard to your actions on the Biggie Smalls case, a lot of what you're doing sort of blends into, at least some of it blends into the Tupac investigation, but if that wasn't your investigation.
No.
That was Metro's investigation.
Yes.
Now, on the day that we're talking about here, and this would be under the recordings that you had from the 2008 proffer. Did you set those up?
No.
Who set them up?
Probably the lead investigator, Greg Kading.
Okay, and with regards to Greg Kading, you're his partner.
In a task force configuration, you might peel off with one person more than the other. So I would say me and him did a lot of work together.
And with regards to what he is that he's also a fellow LAPD detective.
Yes.
All right. And so with regards to your being, let's say not part of the task force, were you ever his partner outside of the task force?
I met Detective Kading at Wilshire Homicide. Wilshire Homicide is the area that Christopher Wallace was actually killed in. Robbie Homicide inherited the case or took the case because they had more resources to work. Me and Greg worked together at Wilshire Homicide. Greg Kading started this task force, and he brought me over years later to this task force.
I see. So up until that point when he brought you over, you guys weren't partners?
No, he was working narcotics. Greg knows the narcotics FBI, DEA system very well. I didn't.
All right. And so in terms of your awareness about the Tupac investigation, when were you first made aware of the Tupac investigation?
Through the media, as soon as it happened.
Right.
I mean, everybody knew about that.
And in terms of though your involvement or the official, are you telling us it's at the time of the proffer that you become sort of more involved in the Tupac?
At the time that Mr. Davis offered the information that he offered,
He offered the information.
even thought about doing anything with Tupac.
But isn't it true though that you actually were more aware, that Detective Long was the Metro detective on this case as early as 2004?
I didn't start until 2006, so I just knew he was the investigator assigned to the case when I got there.
I see. So as of 2006, you would have been aware that Detective Long was the investigator from Metro?
Maybe 2006, 2007, when we decided to come out to Vegas and gather intel on the Tupac case, just for investigative reasons.
Okay. And with regards to your participation in the task force, was there a name for the task force?
Christopher Wallace Task Force.
Okay, so it's the Christopher Wallace Task Force. And you first contact Mr. Davis on, looks like November 21st, 2008. Is that about right?
I don't remember the dates, but
Okay. Now, in terms of your, you're saying though that your review of the evidence in preparation for today's, or your reports in preparation for today's testimony just consisted of the DEA 6 form?
yes.
Now, at the time of November 21st, 2008, you and Greg Kading are the ones who initially contacted Mr. Davis, right? You didn't do it by yourself.
No, me and Mr. Katie.
Okay. And you basically advised him at that particular point that, you know, he was potentially looking at an indictment for narcotics. Is that right?
Something to that effect, yes.
Yeah. And once again, you're doing this because you are targeting Mr. Davis because you believe he may have been a suspect in the Biggie Smalls murder.
Yes.
Okay. Now, at some point, I would assume in the future, you're going to tell all of us that he was no longer a suspect in that murder, right?
That is correct.
You found information that were indicating that the car that was potentially the car used in the Biggie Smalls murder was not his vehicle. Maybe somebody else was there. And there were some issues with regards to his location that he wouldn't have been the one to be the shooter in the case.
Whatever the reasons, I just know he wasn't involved in the Biggie Smalls murder.
Okay. And then with regards to your conversation with Mr. Davis, when you had that conversation at his home, you talked about being in the, I guess, the garage of his home at Rancho Cucamonga. Is that what it was?
I forget the city, but it's southeast.
Okay.
That's where he lived at the time.
And you had at some point told him that maybe he should retain an attorney to handle the issues because he was going to be dealing with the United States Attorney Timothy Seal, right? You remember having that conversation with him?
I don't think we threatened him or anything like that. We just advised him that, hey, man, we got some information. We got some things that you were involved in, and we need to talk to you. So we need to meet with you, with your attorney at the AUSA's office.
Now, at the time that you had that conversation with Mr. Davis, you advised him that not to bring his attorney, which would have been Edie Fall, to that conversation, right?
No.
You advised
Look
him
at
to
Keefe,
actually
look at
bring his
Keefe.
other attorney.
Look at Keefe.
wait.
Oh, did y'all see Keefe? Did y'all see Keefe? Did y'all see Keefe? Keefe got mad than a motherfucker. People didn't see this on during the live. Keefe said, "You lying motherfucker." Now watch when Keefe, when he asked that question, watch how Keefe react. Y'all gotta watch Keefe. Keefe looked and Keefe wanted to snap in the courtroom. When he asked him, "Yo, did you tell him?" Advise him not to bring up. Keefe said, "You lying motherfucker." Look at Keefe's mouth, y'all. I gotta play this shit again because a lot of people missed this. They did not see this part right here. Look at this part right here. Look at Keefe D, y'all.
That's where he lived at the time.
And you had at some point told him that maybe he should retain an attorney to handle the issue.
Listen, y'all.
Because he was going to be
Watch
dealing with
Keefe
the United
D.
States Attorney Timothy Seal, right? You remember having that conversation with him?
I don't think we threatened him or anything like that. We just advised him that, hey, man, we got some information. We got some things that you were involved in, and we need to
Watch Keefe D face, y'all.
meet with you, with your attorney at the AUSA's office.
That nigga was mad as hell.
At the time that you had that conversation with Mr. Davis,
Look
you
at Keefe
advised
D.
him that
Look right
not
now.
to bring his attorney, which would have been Edie Fall, to that conversation, right?
No.
You advised him to actually
Keefe D,
bring
some
this
lying
other attorney,
motherfucker.
Wayne Higgins. That would have been a brand new attorney.
Look
for
at
Mr.
Keefe.
Davis, correct?
No. I didn't even know Mr. Higgins at that time.
Now, in terms of your
Oh, look at Keefe.
meeting-
Oh. Did y'all see Keefe? Did y'all see that nigga Shorty? That nigga Keefe. That nigga Keefe want to snap in the courtroom, man. Keefe said, "You lying motherfucker." Oh, hey, that nigga Keefe rolled back, boy. That nigga is crazy. Did y'all not see that? When I peeped that shit. When he told that nigga Keefe, when he asked that question about that lawyer, Keefe said, "You lying motherfucker." He said shit on his breath, bro. That nigga was hot. Look at this shit, bro. Look at this shit
Mr.
again.
Higgins shows
Look at
up.
it. Look
And
at
there's a
it.
conversation between
So we need to meet
Look
with
at
you,
Keefe, y'all. Look at Keefe.
your attorney.
You got to look at this nigga, Shorty. Look at this nigga.
Now, at the time that you had that conversation with Mr. Davis, you advised him that not to bring his
Watch right now.
attorney, which would have been Edie Fall, to that conversation, right?
No.
You advised him to actually bring this other attorney, Wayne Higgins. That would have been a brand new attorney for Mr. Davis, correct?
No, I didn't even know Mr. Higgins.
You
Now,
lying,
in terms
motherfucker.
of your, the meeting, Mr. Higgins shows up with Mr. Davis, and then there's a conversation between Mr. Higgins and C. Wright regarding the proffer agreement, but that wasn't with you.
Hey, as I tell you, he said that nigga gonna fry me though.
Now, you had, though, at some point being informed that there was a proffer agreement, and then there was follow-up interviews that occur as a result, right?
That's correct.
So this is just not one interview. This is multiple interviews.
Look
Now,
at
can you
me.
tell us, for instance, how many interviews there were?
That I was involved in, the first meeting at his house in the garage.
Oh man,
The first meeting with the AUSA, and then the meeting at Wayne Higgins. But mind you, like I told you, I flew to New York with Mr. Davis. So we were out there for 3 or 4 days.
Oh, he
I'm
went on
talking
the
more
sting.
about
He went on the sting with
specifically
him.
the actual meetings
Look at
in which
Keefe,
you're
y'all.
sitting down and asking questions of Mr. Davis.
2.
So that would be the initial meeting
Boy, that-
with United States Attorney C. Wright in the room. And then the second meeting was, I'm sorry, at what time?
That was with Mr. Higgins at his office.
Oh, he
in
cooked
Washington
that
Park, if I'm not mistaken.
They cooked that nigga shit.
Okay, would that
That
be
nigga mad in the mouth.
October or December 18th,
Oh man.
2008.
2008?
Yes.
Do you recall actually being involved in a meeting or being knowledgeable of a meeting that took place on December 1st, 2008?
No.
How about a meeting that took place on January 7th, 2009?
I don't recall. No.
How about another meeting that occurred on February 11th, 2009?
I don't recall any of those dates.
Okay.
I just remember the 3 that we dealt with.
And once again, you're refreshing your recollection off of a DEA 6 form, correct?
No, I'm refreshing my recollection off my recollection.
30 years later?
That's right. And about 20 murder trials
Right,
of my own.
which is amazing. Good
It's
job.
not amazing, just doing my job.
But let's just
Oh,
make
he
sure we're
cooked
clear.
Keefe. He cooked
you're-
Keefe
I wanna
lawyer
make
right
sure
there.
this jury understands that you're refreshing your recollection
just
off
doing
of
my
a
job,
DEA 6
fool.
form.
No, I told you the DA6 form that I saw this morning.
Now look, y'all. He start getting mad right here. Y'all got to peep scenes. When he see Keefe lawyer trying to be condescending, that's when this nigga turn up. So now the cop nigga, he turned up because Keefe D lawyer, he mad now because that nigga didn't say that they set that shit up and told Keefe, hey, don't get that lawyer. Keefe was mad as fuck. Keefe told him to ask him that shit. Keefe said, yo, ask that nigga that they tell me to not get that lawyer. When he said, nah, we ain't say that shit, Keefe got mad as a motherfucker. The lawyer, he knew that Keefe was going to be hot about that. So the lawyer started turning up on this dude. So then that's when dude, the cop, he started letting it all go right now. He said, man, nigga, we was hiring. We was investigating Diddy for Rico, nigga. We had the feds. We was investigating him for Rico. That nigga was small change, nigga. We was going up the top of the food chain, nigga. Listen what he said.
The case from the DEA. It's not amazing, just doing my job.
Look.
Not amazing, just doing my
The
I'm not
meeting
mad,
that
just doing my
occurred
job,
on
nigga.
February 11th, 2009.
I don't recall any of those dates.
Look what he
I
said.
just remember the 3 that we dealt with.
And once again, you're refreshing your recollection off of a DEA 6 form, correct?
No, I'm refreshing my recollection off my recollection.
Of my recollection, nigga.
30 years later?
That's right.
Yeah, that's right.
And
20
about
murder cases.
20 murder trials
Right.
of my own.
He
Which
cooked
is
that
amazing.
nigga.
Good
It's
job.
not amazing, just doing my job.
But let's just make sure we're clear. I want to make sure this jury understands that you're refreshing your recollection off of a DEA 6 form.
No, I told you the DA6 form
You said yes,
that I saw this morning
he cooked.
was transferring the case from the DEA to Las Vegas Metro.
Right.
That's all that's it this morning.
All right. So
He cooked that
this
dude.
is all purely off of your recollection from 30 years ago.
Yeah.
Well, 17, 18 years.
17, 18 years ago, yeah.
The
Okay.
case is 30 years ago. But
Right.
we had it in 2006.
Right.
And 20 murder trials later,
That's right.
you're refreshing. Okay.
That's right.
So let's keep going through it.
Oh, he stir-fried him. He stir-fried
Your
Keefe's lawyer.
testimony here is that at the time of the meeting on December 18th, 2008, you were present for that meeting.
Yes.
And
Keefe, y'all.
the other people that were present for that meeting was Detective Katie,
Yes.
LAPD Detective William Holcomb, FBI Special Agent Bennett,
Yes, I didn't mention him, but he was there. Yes.
Okay. And then was anybody else there present?
Mr. Davis and Mr. Higgins.
And then outside of those, was anybody from the United States Attorney's Office present?
At the first one in 2008, I think, not in 2009. For sure, not 2009. I can say that.
Okay, but I want to make sure we're precise for this jury. On December 18, 2008, was the United States Attorney present for that meeting?
Yes.
Now, in addition to that, the recording that had occurred and the one that you've introduced into evidence in this case, was that a recording to which Mr. Davis or his attorney knew about?
Which one? 2008 or 2009?
2008.
2008? I don't know.
Okay.
I didn't know it was being recorded either.
Sure. And with regard to the FBI special agent that was there, are you aware of what's called a 302?
Yes.
What is a 302?
It's a report, the information report that they write out, kind of like the DEA 6, kind of.
Yeah. And then in terms of how the 302 works is they don't actually record information with a recorder. They actually just write things down into the 302, right?
That's correct.
In this particular case, was Special Agent Bennett aware that there was a recording?
I have no idea.
Now, in addition to that, on March 9th, you had said that something that he was, I guess, activated as a confidential informant. So I think it's around that time period, right, of 2009. Between what time periods did Mr. Davis give information to LAPD as a confidential informant? Do you remember?
I don't remember how many times we met or how many times I was involved in speaking to him. But it's just those 3 times, the first time in his garage, 2008, 2009, and then when we went to New York. That's all my dealings with Mr. Davis was that I can remember.
Okay. Now, the December 2008 proffer that you were part of, did you verify any of the information?
That Mr. Davis told us?
Yeah.
We were trying to verify as much as we could.
Okay.
That's why
Well,
we
tell us the efforts. No, I'm sorry. Can you tell this jury the efforts that you made to verify the information that he gave you in 2008?
flying to New York to try to get the relationship with Zip, Mr. Martin, because he was involved here in Vegas.
Listen.
The murder and the large sum of money that was supposed to be given to Mr. Martin to give to Mr. Davis. So that's why we flew to New York to try to get that whole thing going.
Right. And based upon your efforts in New York, were you able to verify that any of that information to be true?
No.
Now, in addition to that, there was other information that Mr. Davis gave up in 2008 in December. Did you verify any of that other information to be true?
I don't think any other information that he gave us was anything except the murder of Tupac.
Sure. Did you at any point verify, for instance, the people that he identified in the vehicle?
No.
You are aware, of course, that some of the people that he had identified in the vehicle were still alive in 2008, right?
One was.
Who was that?
That was Terrence Brown.
Okay. Did you ever verify that Terrence Brown was in Las Vegas at the time of the murder?
We never got a chance to.
Why not?
As I said, our first course of action was to tie in Mr. Combs.
Game over. Did you hear what he said? Did you hear what he said? I've been telling niggas this on the internet. He said our first course of action was to tie in Diddy, Mr. Combs, for the Rico. Let's play that again. I told y'all they was already on Diddy. They were winding this shit back now. Listen again. Keefe D's lawyer is walking this nigga into a trap. Listen to what he said one more time. This is the bombshell right here.
The money and work back.
In December,
Listen.
did you verify any of that other information to be true?
I don't think any other information that he gave us was anything except the murder of Tupac.
Sure. Did you at any point verify, for instance, the people that he
Bad
identified
question.
in the vehicle?
No.
You are aware, of course, that some of the people that you had identified in the vehicle were still alive in 2008, right?
Listen.
One was.
Who was that?
That was Terrence Brown.
Okay. Did you ever verify that Terrence Brown was in Las Vegas at the time of the murder?
We never got a chance to.
Why not?
As I said, our first course of action was to tie in Mr. Combs, the money, and work back from there.
So you fly to New York, it's a bust, you fly back, and then you never follow up on what happens with regards to Mr. Brown?
I didn't.
You're part of the task force. Do you know if anybody else on the task force verified that information that Mr. Brown was in Las Vegas at the time of the shooting?
No.
Now, in addition to that, we talked a little bit about the type of scenario that Mr. Davis is in, right? He's being targeted as a potential suspect in a Biggie Smalls murder. You develop information about him.
Listen, y'all.
Right?
I'm about to tell you about the Rico.
And you had said, I think how much time was he looking at? Life sentence?
I think so, yes.
Right, pretty heavy sentence, right?
Yes.
And so you had also targeted the idea, though, that it wasn't just him moving some large amount. It was people coming into his house, potentially his family. People could be arrested, his friends, for instance, that was part of that, and they all could go to prison, right?
I will say this. Mr. Davis took the hit for a lot of people in his family.
So that was true. When Keefe D said that, that was true. Because Keefe D told Art of Dialogue 20 times, yo, man, I saved my people like Moses, nigga. I took the hit, nigga. I saved my people like Moses, nigga. So I guess that statement too. Now let's keep going. Let's keep going, y'all. Let's keep going. Because he get ready to talk about that Rico right now.
His kids, his wife, but that's why he did a lot of the stuff he did. I will say that.
And I appreciate you saying that. And so in essence, he said, okay, this is all on me. I will take the hit for the family.
Yes.
Now, in terms of the way that you recall
Keep it drink that water.
how he describes what happens and so forth, you had mentioned that he's in the car, he drives up next to the other car, and then he gives the gun to the back seat because he was going to do the shooting. Then he gives it to somebody else. And then I guess it was Dre said, no, I can't do it. And then Orlando fires the gun.
Yes.
Okay. So the four individuals that in the car would have been Mr. Davis and then Mr. Brown,
Driver.
and then Mr. Smith, and then Mr. Orlando Anderson.
That's correct.
Okay. Do you, at some point, these people come back to Compton, right? Were there any, as far as you know, did anyone attempt to kill Orlando for being the shooter in the vehicle of Tupac Shakur?
I don't know if anyone tried to kill Mr. Anderson, but a lot of other people got shot and killed.
Sure. And so what other people that you recall were being shot and killed?
I don't have the list of people who I know. Darnell Graham got shot, and then an 11-year-old girl got shot. Off the top of my head, I can remember those two. It was war. Compton's, 10 square miles, and all of these people know each other from growing up. It was people standing, they were hiding out, walking the streets.
But in terms of the four that's in the vehicle, was Mr. Smith shot?
No, not that I know of.
And what about the other person, Mr. Besides Mr. Davis?
Mr. Brown?
Yes.
Not that I know of. No.
And then with regards to Mr. Davis, was he shot at?
No, not that I know of.
And once again, this idea is we're talking about a very compact area of Las Vegas, 10 by 10 miles, multiple blood and Crip gangs just encroached upon one another, right?
Yes.
Basically like a powder keg.
Street by street.
Right. And in terms of retribution, pretty clear this would be an immediate thing because Tupac Shakur was shot and killed.
Yes.
And Death Row Records, as a member of the mob Pyru, would have been definitely out for blood on that.
Yes.
But none of those four individuals were shot at.
No, not that I know of.
Yeah. And in fact, just to make sure I'm clear, Orlando Anderson was actually shot and killed probably about a year and a half later, right?
Unrelated, yes.
Yes. And it was unrelated, meaning that people that he got into a gunfight with was actually other Crips,
Yes.
right? And it was over money, as far as you can recall.
Yes.
Now, there was some discussion. Are you aware of a person by the name of Darnell Brim?
Yes.
Darnell Brim is, and I think there was some discussion about there was two different sets in the Southside Crips.
Yes.
One set was the Burr Street set,
Correct.
and that would be Burr Street where Mr. Davis lived on,
Yes.
as well as members of his family and so forth, right?
Yes.
The other set was the set that Darnell Brim was in charge of.
From what I hear, I never worked Compton PD, but from what I hear, yes.
Okay. And with regards to Mr. Brim, he was killed pretty much immediately after the shooting of Tupac Shakur.
Mr. Brim is still alive, as far as I know.
Oh, you're right. He was shot, though.
Wow.
He was shot.
Got him.
And then he went to prison for some unrelated matter, something to do with drugs.
Yes.
Okay.
He got him. He
Now,
tried to,
in terms of
he,
Mr. Brim,
he tried to expose him and say, yeah, he got killed. He got that officer's on point. He tried to catch him, but he couldn't catch him. Now watch what he do to get back. He gonna say, hey, nigga, we investigating Diddy on the Rico.
Mr.
Listen to
Brim,
him.
was there ever a conversation with Mr. Brim to determine or have questions asked with regards to Tupac Shakur?
When we started, again, I started in 2006. Those questions would have been initially asked of Mr. Brim
Listen.
when he was shot in 96, 97. Those types of things we could have gotten to. But like I said, our first course of action was to solidify where the money came from. If Mr. Combs was involved, and was Mr. Davis telling the truth about being paid for the murder of Tupac Shakur.
And outside of that, any additional sort of boots in the ground discussions or investigation in Compton was handled by somebody else?
The initial, the preliminary,
right?
And if we would have gotten to that, we probably would have talked to people, but I'm sure that they were talked to already. This is on a Fed level trying to get a Rico case against people.
There you go.
This is a whole different level of.
There you go. This is a Fed case trying to get a Rico. Didn't I tell y'all this shit? A Rico, a Fed case. Play this again. Let me play this again for the niggas who can't hear in the back.
ATF, the east of Mr. Brim, when he was shot in
Told y'all.
96, 97. Those types of things we could have gotten to. But like I said, our first course of action was to solidify where the money came from. If Mr. Combs was involved, and was Mr. Davis telling the truth about being paid for the murder of Tupac Shakur.
And outside of that, any additional sort of boots in the ground discussions or investigation in Compton was handled by somebody else?
The initial, the preliminary,
right?
And if we would have gotten to that, we probably would have talked to people, but I'm sure that they were talked to already. This is on a Fed level trying to get a Rico case against people.
Told you.
Okay, this is a whole different level of Compton.
Sure.
This is FBI, ATF, DEA. This is trying to solidify that Death Row Records and was built on narcotics and Bad Boy Records. Now, you don't understand this, but I'm from the hood. Everybody knows it was, okay? Everybody knows that those record companies were started with the sales of narcotics. So the feds were looking at a Rico.
Ooh.
We cared about the murders.
Ooh, the feds was looking at Ricos on them niggas. Did I tell y'all this? Niggas ain't want to listen, bro. Them niggas had all kind of predicate acts. I told these niggas this. Them niggas thought I was capping when I said that shit, bro. The feds was trying to smoke all these niggas. He said, yo, we over there for the bodies. The feds came in. They want the Rico, nigga. Try to tell y'all, this is where you get the murder for hire at. Them trying to verify and solidify that Keefe D told the truth about that money. That's why I told y'all, old boy right here, this is where he gonna come up. Kirk Burroughs, former president of Bad Boy Records. And when Kirk Burroughs go in there, the things Kirk Burroughs is gonna say, man, Kirk Burrows was the president of Bad Boy Records. He was there at that time through Tupac and Biggie. He accused Diddy of having a hand in both. He was there. He alleged that Diddy paid that $1 million for that shit. He kept notes. This is why I be trying to tell these niggas they don't want to listen. Think about this. When they were building that Rico then, I don't even think they had Kirk Burrows' cooperation. We'll find out in this trial. I think they do now. And the fact that they say Kirk Burrows got 30 boxes full of detailed notes, meticulous, that he took over the years, that are admissible in a court of law. It's gonna fry that nigga, Shoney. I'm trying to tell y'all this. All they have to do is get 2 predicate acts in a 10-year span. That's it. So what am I talking about? What do you mean 2 predicate act ticket? I'll tell you 2 predicate acts right now. The one with Kirk Burrows, where Kirk Burrows said that Diddy and them came in with the bat and threatened him on his percentage, and the murder for hire for Tupac Shakur. That's 2 predicate acts in a 10-year span. That's a RICO right there. I'm trying to tell y'all that. Yeah, we ain't even talking about the drugs and shit they talking about. Again, this is a RICO. They can bring this shit all back up in a RICO. That's why I try to tell y'all, you never shit on people, because the same people you shit on can come back and bury you in the end. Right? And guess what, y'all? I have something to tell y'all. You know who isn't been accused in this whole situation, who have never been accused of anything wrong? Gene Deal. Shout out to Gene Deal, man. Because Kirk Burrows, he could have easily came out and tried to say something. Kirk Burrows never even accused Gene Deal in this stuff. And people have talked shit about Gene for years, and Gene his hands have been clean in all of this. As far as nobody has ever came with to the cops and said, hey man, Gene did this, Gene did that. He's always been on a solid forefront. Even in Kirk Burrows' allegations. Look at Kirk Burrows thoroughly, all of his allegations. He talked about what Diddy did to him. And he talked about Diddy planning that murder, right? Of Tupac Shakur and wanting Tupac Shakur out of here. And Suge Knight. Listen to what this dude said one more time, y'all. Try to tell these niggas, man, they don't want to listen to me.
Boots in the ground discussions or investigation in Compton was handled by somebody else.
The initial, the preliminary,
Right.
and if we would have gotten to that, we probably would have talked to people, but I'm sure that they were talked to already. This is on a Fed level trying to get a RICO case against people. Okay, this is a whole different level of Compton.
Sure.
This is FBI, ATF, DEA. This is trying to solidify that Death Row Records and was built on narcotics and Bad Boy Records. Now, you don't understand this, but I'm from the hood. Everybody knows it was, okay? Everybody knows that those record companies were started with the sales of narcotics. So the feds were looking at a RICO. We cared about the murders. So this was chasing the money. This was chasing Sean Combs to see if he was involved with, the hit on Mr. Shakur.
And so once you determine that, he's given information, not because of Biggie Smalls, but rather because of Shakur, you never once reached out to Metro at that time to say, hey, Las Vegas,
did y'all hear that?
You guys are the ones in charge of this murder. Come down. Any additional sort of
Play
boots in the
again.
ground discussions or investigation in Compton was handled by somebody else.
The initial, the preliminary,
Right.
and if we would have gotten to that, we probably would have talked to people, but I'm sure that they
So the
were
brother in the comment section said, I don't hope, nigga. Kirk Burrows on the witness list, nigga. What the hell wrong with you, boy? You think I'm in here talking just to talk, nigga? You think I'm in here talking just to talk, nigga? Kirk Burrows on that witness list, boy. Kirk Burrows gonna go in that joint, and that nigga gonna sing like Barry White, nigga. The hell wrong with you? Kirk Burrows gonna sing like Barry White. He got all the pieces.
They were talked to already. This is on a Fed level trying to get a Rico case against people.
Told you.
Okay, this is a whole different level of content.
Sure.
This is FBI, ATF, DEA. This is trying to solidify that Death Row Records and was built on narcotics and Bad Boy Records. Now, you don't understand this, but I'm from the hood. Everybody knows it was, okay? Everybody knows that those record companies were started with the sales of narcotics. So the feds were looking at a Rico. We cared about the murders. So this was chasing the money. This was chasing Sean Combs to see if he was involved. It would, the hit on Mr. Shakur.
And so once you determine that, he's given information, not because of Biggie Smalls, but rather because of Shakur, you never once reached out to Metro at that time to say, hey, Las Vegas, you guys are the ones in charge of this murder. Come down to have an interview with Davis.
The decisions were, again, way above my pay grade. And our command staff, whoever made that decision to keep it in-house and for us to handle it on the Fed level, because it would have spread all the way to Las Vegas and not notify Las Vegas Metro at that time, wasn't my decision.
I see. So had it been somebody up the chain, maybe even the United States Attorney.
Whoever.
See, right.
Yeah.
Okay. That's not your call to make.
No, I'm just a soldier. Okay.
Right. I appreciate that. Now, in addition to that, sir, your in terms of the information we're talking about here, at some point your other LAPD detective leaves the LAPD. Greg Cady.
Yes. In 2011, I think.
And in 2011, I believe he publishes a book.
Yes.
And that book is called Murder Rap.
Yes.
Did you read that book?
Parts of it.
All right. And fair to say, of course, is that if you saw something in the book that was not accurate, you probably tell Greg Cady, hey, this is not accurate, this is not right.
I wouldn't tell him nothing. That's his version. He did what he wanted to do.
Right. Okay, so it's his version of events. You would have been like, okay, this is not right about what I did. I'm just going to leave it alone because that's what Greg Cady interpreted it to be.
No, I'm saying I was on the Los Angeles Police Department, still in charge of the Biggie Smalls case by myself. And whatever came from any books that were written, it was my responsibility to make sure that everybody was okay if they were outed in that book. So I'm not going to tell another man what he should and shouldn't do as far as writing a book. If you want to write a book, write a book. If it comes back my way and I got to investigate something you said, then I'll do that.
So this individual, Greg Cady, leaves LAPD and takes the Tupac file with him?
From what I hear, something to that effect.
Meaning he stole the file.
Something to that effect.
Now, in addition to that, he also took the Biggie file, right, with him when he left.
From what I hear, I've never seen him, but that's what I hear.
Okay. And with regards to the recording that we're talking about here, that recording was a recording that he published, at least brought it out to the public, not you.
You will never see me on a podcast, a book, nothing like that.
He cooked
them. You never have.
Now, in terms of, though, just your understanding and, being in LA and so forth, Greg Cady has made appearances on podcasts and other things as well, right?
Yes.
And also that would be with documentaries.
Yes.
But at least you're still abiding by the rules and that kind of thing. You would never do that.
Ain't no abiding by the rules. Ain't no rules. Greg Caden's a retired cop, dog. That's just like if you're in the court, y'all. If you're in the court, guess what? If you're a juror, when jury duty's over with, you can write a book. You can do what the fuck you want to do about the trial. So when Greg Caden is done with the police force, he can do what the hell he want to do as long as it's not confidential information. Period. And the information that he leaked was not sealed. So that Buster's out of here. He's done for. That Buster's done. You heard me? That Buster is done. Real talk. He's done. No doubt about it. So we don't even have to answer that question. All right? And these are facts. Right? These are facts. So when y'all say that, yeah, man. Nope.
I stick to the code. Okay, I'm abide by the streets. You're not gonna see me on there telling about what somebody else did. This is the only time you're gonna see me talking about what somebody did, sitting in this chair.
And I appreciate that, sir.
Other than that, you'll never see me doing that.
Okay. And with regards to your participation, though, in the interviews, during the time period that you're hearing Mr. Davis talk about these things, were you aware at all that he was recommended that this other attorney step in for his attorney, Edie Falls, and basically have this conversation?
No, to my knowledge from the media, I thought Edie Fall would have been his attorney. So I don't know anything about that. Again, that was way above my, whatever I was doing there. I don't know who made that decision. I never talked to Mr. Davis. I didn't know Mr. Higgins at that point.
Okay.
So,
Were you aware that when Metro was finally notified?
yes,
When was that?
the 2009 interview.
Yes, sir. Did you make that call to Metro?
Chain of command. Somebody upstairs called Vegas when we disbanded our unit. Our case was going back to our DA. Las Vegas Metro, they were going to take over their case. So somebody in our chain of command reached out to somebody in Metro, I guess, and said, hey, we got some information for you. Somebody needs to talk to you about Tupac. I knew Detective Dan Long. It trickled all the way down to us. Either he called me or I called him and set up the interview.
Did you tell Detective Long when he appeared here in LA for the interview with Mr. Davis that he had given a proffer in 2008?
Yes, I think he was aware of what we had. Unfortunately, he was aware of what we had done to that point, yes.
Meaning that you had a conversation with him, say, hey, by the way, there was a proffer in place in 2008. Here's the information.
I'm sure I did. I don't recall if I told him immediately or whatever, but he was aware that we had been dealing with Mr. Davis.
So, and once again, that proffer agreement between you, the government, or the various people of the task force plus Mr. Davis, up until that point, there was no violation of that agreement, right?
Not to my knowledge, I don't know.
Right, meaning that, for instance, Mr. Davis didn't do anything that would say, hey, you violate the terms of this agreement.
No, I never used that term with him because no.
Right, but at the same time, your higher ups felt at this particular point, yeah, give the information that you just learned about Mr. Davis from 2008, give that to Metro, right?
Yes.
And once again, and I want to make sure I'm clear because I don't want to forget this question. You didn't verify anything outside of the P. Diddy potential payment that was the part of that you were looking at.
Yes.
So everything else would have been going back to Detective Long to do his investigation in Las Vegas about the information given to him by Mr. Davis.
I mean, he was going to be aware of that, yes.
Okay, but once again,
that was already out, a possibility. Just hearing Mr. Davis say it kind of solidified it, that we need to look more into this part of it instead of it just being Tupac getting killed.
See, he put Diddy in on the thing right there. He's telling y'all right here. He said we already had an idea, but Keefe came and really put us on game that it was Diddy. Y'all niggas think I'm playing? Let me play that shit back again. Listen what he say.
Death Row. No.
right, but at
Listen
the same
again.
time,
Listen
your
close.
higher ups felt at this particular point, yeah, give the information that you just learned about Mr. Davis from 2008, give that to Metro, right?
Yes.
And once again, and I want
Hold on. To the person in the comment section, I want to say this to you, brother. You don't understand how to do trial. This is how I know you're a rookie. Your name is Marvin Thompson. Salute to you, brother. This is how I know you're a rookie when it comes to cases. Brother, they're going to let Keefe D's team lie this whole time. And one of their final witnesses is going to put, after they don't lie this whole trial about where Keefe D was at, whether he was there or not, they're going to have somebody come out and they're going to put that nigga in Vegas. Watch what I tell you. That's what you save your last witnesses for, bro. When you got damn near 200 witnesses, bro, and you're probably going to have nearly 100 witnesses come up on the stand, bro, You saved that for last. You let Keefe D and his lawyer talk all this shit the whole time. But the last impression you want to put on the jury is that I have somebody up here that places him in Vegas. Period. And then you have to remember one thing, sir. Here's the biggest part you're forgetting. I'm not wrong. Here's the biggest part you're forgetting. Keefe D placed himself in Vegas. Let me say this to you again. Keefe D placed himself in Vegas. Once he placed himself in Vegas, and the cops say, hey, man, our testimony, our informants, sworn testimony that we were given, also from our witnesses, placed him in Vegas, he's toast. That's how you use a nigga's own words against him. That's why they're using his own words against him. You're not listening to what I'm saying to you, brother. So you're going to get your ass whooped on this one. Straight up. Yes, you saved the best for last. The reason why you do that in a trial, you saved the best for last, is because that's the last impression you want on the jury, dog. So you build up a whole trial, letting Tupac and his lawyer, not Tupac, letting Keefe D and his lawyer talk all this shit about, they don't got, and then your last witnesses you bring out show or prove that he was in Vegas. Trust me. This is how you do it. And that's the last impression you want to leave on it. Because what they're going to do is they're building up this whole East Coast, West Coast shit, bringing out all of these different officers, witnesses, everything. And then the last people they go, then you bring who? The CEO of Bad Boy, Kirk Burroughs, in to put it all together. He was a CEO. He held the books. He was the president of Bad Boy. He wrote the book. Had the books. So now that you got all these cops saying all this, now the last thing you do is you bring the people that was on the inside in at the highest level. Kirk Burroughs, former president of Bad Boy Records. He come in with his notes and shows all these different things that we ain't never seen before about Diddy, his operations, the situation with Tupac, the beef. He's going to be the one that links Keefe D to Diddy. Peep game now. He's going to be one of the ones. I ain't even going to say it. I ain't even going to say it. You said he would have taken a plea. No, he would not have. They gave him a plea, but his plea was 10 to 25 years, bro. What are you talking about? Keefe D can't do 10 years. He think he going to die in 10 years. The nigga 63 years old with bad health. Use your brains, dog. Y'all niggas going to be looking stupid when that nigga gets smoked in this trial. And when they smoke him, they're going to go pack Diddy up next right behind him. Y'all niggas going to be sitting up here looking stupid because y'all don't know the law. And y'all don't know how the law works. Y'all niggas just talking. You don't know the law and you don't know how the law works. Bad combination for you, buddy. Bad combination for you. You don't know the law and you don't know how the law works. Bad combination for you. Period. Keefe D's own words. Let me tell you something. When you testify against yourself and the cops already have evidence through witness statements, circumstantial evidence, and all these other things to place you in these places, we ain't got nothing to talk about, bro. This is what you don't understand. You're not going to require an apology. You're going to be sitting here looking stupid as hell. And I'm going to laugh at your dumb ass. Because you be looking dumb as hell. They got 200 witnesses for a reason, boy. 150 of them is going to cook your ass. That's even if they need to go to 150. Think about this. This shit finna get disgusting for you niggas. Right? And like I said, they're going to use his own audio against him. The nigga said this in sworn agreements. He put himself there. So you talking about, they can't put him. Nigga, he put himself there. Game over, nigga. Keefe D put himself there in sworn statements. They got this nigga on tape. Period. So, and then he came out and the dummy said in a recorded prison call that he wrote the book. It was all him. Everything that he said was true. Now he's saying he lying? Fuck out of here, bro. That nigga broke down to a T shit that happened that weekend in Vegas. Not just that night. You got to use your brain, brother. A lot of people don't have one. I do.
Because I don't want to forget this question. You didn't verify anything outside of the P. Diddy potential payment that was the part of that you were looking at.
Yes.
So everything else would have been going back to Detective Long to do his investigation in Las Vegas about the information given to him by Mr. Davis.
I mean, he was going to be aware of that, yes.
Okay, but once again,
that was already out, a possibility. Just hearing Mr. Davis say it
Listen
kind of
close.
solidified it.
Solidified
That
it.
we need to look more into this part of it instead of it just being Tupac getting killed, Death Row, and Southside, they were involved.
yeah, but I think we're here for a slightly different purpose. We're in Las Vegas, and we just want to know what facts were presented or at least established with regards to the situation. You're telling me Detective Long would have been willing to verify whether Mr. Brown was here in Las Vegas, whether any of the other individuals in the vehicle that was represented to you was actually here in Las Vegas to establish that, right? That was his job, not yours.
Yeah, on the murder.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Now, there were some activity that happened in Compton. I just want to make sure I'm clear. You weren't part of any of the investigations in Compton with regards to the gang issues and so forth. You weren't part of that.
No.
That would have been somebody else from Compton.
Compton and Metro and whoever else.
Okay. I just have one.
Yeah. Court's indulgence, sure.
There on Sunset in Hollywood in Los Angeles.
If he never provides that portion of the information, what jurisdiction would LA have to be investigating a homicide that occurred in Las Vegas? None.
None.
So
He hung himself.
it was that piece of information which provided LAPD jurisdiction to even be looking at this murder.
You could say that. But like I said, on the Fed case with the Rico, that would have got incorporated into the Rico.
Told y'all.
Anyway, and that's what we were.
Told y'all. That these niggas come on the internet and argue with me, and I'm the KING, period. Didn't I tell y'all that? He said the murder for hire would have been incorporated in the Rico. I told y'all niggas this. They've been trying to hit it. They was trying to hit that nigga for a whole bunch of other shit under the Rico. He just told y'all niggas right there. Let me play it again for the hearing impaired in this comment section. Play it again. Hold on. We got to wind that back. Play it again.
Sunset in Hollywood in Los Angeles.
Listen.
If he never provides that portion of the information, what jurisdiction would LA have
None.
to be investigating a homicide that occurred?
His own information fried him.
None. So it was that piece of information which provided LAPD jurisdiction to even be looking at this murder.
You could say that. But like I said, on the Fed case with the Rico, that would
Fed
have
case with the Rico.
into the Rico.
Incorporated to the Rico.
Anyway, and that's what we were looking at. But yes.
That's what they were
started.
looking at.
So
They were looking at that Rico.
there
Nigga, I
on
told y'all this. Look.
Sunset in Hollywood. In
Told
Los
y'all.
Angeles.
If he never provides that portion of the information, what jurisdiction would LA have to be investigating a homicide that occurred in Las Vegas? None. So it was that piece of information which provided LAPD jurisdiction to even be looking at this murder.
You could say that. But like I said, on the Fed case with the Rico, that would have got incorporated into the Rico, the murder anyway. And that's what we were looking at. But yes, that's where it started. So you can use that also.
And so you were unable to confirm through Zip the Puffy Combs angle of the case. At some point,
Now, notice this. This is why I kept trying to tell y'all. This is why you always treat people good in life who been down with you. Because you never know when they can come bite you in your ass. See, at that time, back then, the Kirk Burroughs Diddy thing, it hadn't surfaced yet. But now, notice one thing. You don't hear any of these officers ever talking about Kirk Burrows, Kirk Burrows, Kirk. None of them was even talking to Kirk. You never heard him talk about Kirk Burrows. Kirk Burrows, a former president of Bad Boy Records. They kept going to the wrong situation, which is, oh, let me go over here to Zip and let me see that. No. If they would have originally shaken down Kirk Burrows, they'd have probably been got Diddy. But now that they got Kirk, and that nigga kept 30, he kept 30 boxes, or he kept notes every single day. Kirk Burrows gonna be the one. Watch when I tell y'all this. Because he dealt with the books. And when you that nigga's the money man. Kirk Burrows, that nigga's so detailed and informative. If you listen to if you ever listen to Kirk Burrows talk, this nigga talk like a computer, bro. That nigga got everything burnt in his brain, like all the shit that happened. Like this lawyer, he's gonna have a hard time fucking with Kirk Burrows on that stand. He better not ask Kirk Burrows no questions to cross-examine. Keefe D's lawyer better not ask that dude a effing question. Because Kirk Burrows gonna fry his ass on that. Because Kirk Burrows, he's witty. He's quick on his feet as far as answering questions, putting out details. I noticed that about him. He's not the type of dude that's gonna get in them situations and freeze up, man. That's not the dude he want to test. He better leave Kirk Burrows alone, bro. Because what Kirk Burrows is gonna do, he gonna stir fry that dude, man. And that is what their key is. Their star witness, I'm telling y'all, watch what I tell y'all, is Kirk Burrows. Because Kirk Burrows is the one guy that knew all of Diddy's backdoor dealings. He's the one guy, Kirk Burrows. He's the one guy that can expose everything. So all these years, they were looking all in the wrong places. Kirk Burrows, now that he has a real issue with Diddy, and he got a real, and remember, he did the 50 documentary. He got real beef with Diddy. He gonna destroy Diddy. He gonna put, this is what Kirk Burrows gonna do. He gonna link Keefe D and Diddy to that murder. And that's when Keefe D's gonna get found guilty. And then this is when they're gonna go for the murder for hire, the Rico charge against Diddy. Kirk Burrows gonna be the guy to link all that shit in. Watch what I tell y'all this. I know that if you see what's going on, you'll know. You'll know. And what's Rico, y'all? Organized crime. That means having a record label with gang members doing the work. Man, bro, it's about to be crazy. It's about to be crazy. It's about to be crazy, man. Right? Telling y'all this now. Y'all finna see. Let's keep going. Listen what the nigga said, man. That's why you always gotta listen to what people say, bro. It's very important.
Said, hey, we gotta tell him.
Your Honor, I pass the witness. Thank you.
Hold on.
There on Sunset in Hollywood in Los Angeles.
If he never provides that portion of the information, what jurisdiction would LA have to be investigating a homicide that occurred in Las Vegas? None. So it was that piece of information which provided LAPD jurisdiction to even be looking at this murder.
You could say that. But like I said, on the Fed case with the Rico, that would have got incorporated into the Rico, the murder anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what we were looking at. But yes, that's where it started. So you can use that also.
And so when you were unable to confirm through Zip the Puffy Combs angle of the case, at some point your agency said, hey, we got to tell Vegas what we've been doing.
Yes.
And at that point, Dan Long comes down and you are in a room with Dan Long, Mr. Davis, his lawyer, and there's a conversation that occurs.
That's correct.
At that time, the only person left alive in the vehicle was Terrence Bubba Brown, right?
Yes.
Mr. Brown was a resident of LA, correct?
Correct.
And was there at least a discussion between you and Dan, hey, if Mr. Brown ever gets himself into some real trouble, maybe we'll have some leverage to talk to Mr. Brown?
Yes.
And then unfortunately, Mr. Brown got killed as well.
Yes.
And so the last person alive in the vehicle is Mr. Davis.
That's correct.
Nothing further.
Anything further, Mr. Sand?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what investigation with Mr. Brown are we talking about? You wouldn't be able to verify information about where he was, whether or not he was in Las Vegas, right? You're saying. You, with Mr. Brown.
We wouldn't be able to?
Yeah.
We could have, I guess.
Right.
We would have got to that, yeah.
Sure. And with regard to that, you didn't make that effort while he was still alive.
No.
And would it be fair to say, of course, that even if someone had passed, that you would still need to verify what Mr. Davis said to you, regardless of whether or not the person's passed or not?
We would have to verify everything.
Right.
And like I said, start of it was Sean Puffy Combs, so that's where we started.
Sure. And your focus is a little different, but in terms of the actual
Sean
murder,
Puffy Combs. Once again, y'all heard this, right? He said we was looking at Diddy. This cop right here telling y'all everything, bro. This cop telling y'all the whole meal.
the
Here
actual
it go
murder
again.
of Tupac Shakur,
Everything.
right?
And like I said, start of it was Sean Puffy Combs.
Start of it with Sean Puffy
That's where we
Combs. I
started.
told y'all this.
And then unfortunately, Mr. Brown got killed as well.
Yes.
And so the last person alive in the vehicle is Mr. Davis.
That's correct.
Nothing further.
Anything further, Mr. Sand?
He's not saying no verification was done. He's saying that he didn't personally
Okay, so
do it.
what investigation with Mr. Brown are we talking about? You wouldn't be able to verify information about where he was, whether or not he was in Las Vegas, right? You're saying. You, with Mr. Brown.
We wouldn't be able to?
He wouldn't be able to, dog. Listen, you keep saying this comment section, bro. They got 200 witnesses left, Buster. Don't worry. They're going to have people that's from Vegas. You forgetting he's an LA cop. He doesn't have jurisdiction in Vegas. They're just taking the information to Vegas. Wise ass. And that's you in the comment section running your mouth. I'm talking to Marvin that don't know what the hell he talking about. No verification was done. You a damn fool. California cannot go over into Las Vegas and verify shit, boy. You going to see when they bring in them Vegas cops. Them other Vegas investigators, when they bring them in there, you gonna have a different look come later on this trial, boy. If you listen and have any kind of common sense, brother, they're telling you that already this was a whole situation, brother, where if you look at it, Los Angeles was investigating the death of Biggie Smalls. He comes in the room out of the blue and tells them, hey man, we did Tupac. They don't have jurisdiction to investigate in Las Vegas. They're not the feds, they're state police. So what they have to do is they have to take this information and give it to Vegas, boy. The hell is wrong with you, son? It's called creating a story. Every part of the story, you put the pieces on one by one. So now after they don't build this, then they bring in the Las Vegas investigators that's going to do what the hell you ain't talking about, son. Sit down and shut up and learn how to do a case instead of coming here and running your rabbit ass mouth and getting cooked. Bro, shut up. You sound stupid and you're going to look stupid at the end of this trial, brother. You're going to look dumb as hell at the end of this trial. This is how you set the building blocks for a trial, Buster. Let's keep going.
We could have, I guess.
Right.
We would have got to that, yeah.
Sure. And with regard to that, you didn't make that effort while he was still alive.
No.
And would it be fair to say, of course, that even if someone had passed, that you would still need to verify what Mr. Davis said to you, regardless of whether or not the person's passed or not?
We would have to verify everything.
Right.
And like I said, start of it was Sean Puffy Combs.
Sean Puffy Combs.
That's where we started.
Sure. And your focus is a little different, but in terms of the actual murder of Tupac Shakur, information with regards to, these other individuals in the car, that would have been given to Metro to handle here in Las Vegas.
Yes.
Okay. No further questions.
State, anything further?
Of course he did. Yes, one follow-up. In your 34 years, 20 homicide trials, ever made a case on a guy confessing to a homicide?
Yeah, I've had a couple confessions. Yeah.
When you were talking to Mr. Davis and he's telling you what he's telling you, did you have reason to doubt his version of events as it relates to the homicide itself?
Stop right there. Did you hear what the cop said? Hey, Buster. Your name is Marvin. The cop just said, "Hey, man, we've made cases off self-confessions. You're done, son." The cop just told him. He just said, "I've solved murder cases off self-confessions." Keefe D confessed himself. Sit down and be quiet, Buster.
I didn't think Mr. Davis was lying because he put the gun in his nephew's hand. And if anybody knows anything from what I hear, Mr. Orlando Anderson was the man besides Keefe D in that neighborhood. He was the prince, and his family loved him. I didn't think that Mr. Davis would put the gun in his own nephew's hand, dead or alive, and put that smut on him unless it was true. The person that killed Tupac, well, in the neighborhood, he's a hero. In the world, he's a villain. So I didn't think Mr. Davis, me personally, would do that unless it was true with his own nephew, because I know he loved his nephew. They all loved Orlando.
And so that particular fact, knowing the culture, and now it's 2008. I mean, let me ask you this. Was Tupac Shakur larger than life after death?
Yes, but had he would have been legendary if he lived.
And in 2008,
Look at people nodding in the back.
He is legendary at that point.
But he's dead.
And if it gets out that Mr. Davis has said his nephew pulled the trigger, would there be consequences for his neighborhood?
I mean, just the way it looks, him being a hero, meaning Tupac to the world, and then this gang, like I said, in the streets, in his hood, Orlando wasn't looked at that, but people are going to always say the Southsiders, the ones who killed Tupac, Nipsey Hussle. All these people who were like that, that's what comes with that. Now, you can wear a badge and act like it's something in your hood, but in the world, that's not a good thing to be, remembered as or thought of as a person that killed Tupac, even though what happened to Mr. Orlando Anderson wasn't right.
Thank you. Nothing further.
Anything further based on that?
Yes, Your Honor. So I just want to make sure I'm clear. You go to Mr. Davis because he's the target of Biggie Smalls' murder.
Yes.
You interview him, and at some point in the future, you determine that Mr. Davis is not involved in Biggie Smalls' murder.
Yes.
While you're in the room showing him the information that you have about the drug aspect of it, a life sentence potentially, and everyone in his family or people in his family and friends potentially getting all in the middle of that with all kinds of problems, right? He decides to take the hit, as like you said, right? And instead of saying, hey, I don't have anything about Biggie Smalls, which you now have confirmed, he had nothing to do with Biggie Smalls, so he had no information. He says, I actually have information, and Orlando Anderson is one of those people, right? And at the time he says it, Orlando's actually dead, right? And people in the community of Compton had all had this sort of thing going on that potentially Orlando Anderson was involved in the murder of Tupac, correct?
Correct.
So that information was available to Mr. Davis when he gave you that information, right?
Yes.
But once again, you were targeted for Biggie Smalls, and there was no information that would say he was involved in Biggie Smalls, so he couldn't give you any of that information, right? No further question, Charlie.
Anything further, Mr. DiGiacomo?
Okay.
I've lost track of how many redirects we're on, so,
Sorry.
all right. You're okay, guys. Any questions from the jury? Looking at that side of the box? No? Okay. Oh, we do have one. Okay.
The smaller types of investigations on both cases had already been run to ground. You needed to come with a different type of investigation to try to see if you can get it. So that's why Detective Kading, the LAPD.
Listen, y'all.
That's why you brought in the FBI. The smaller.
Listen to the question, y'all, and listen to what's said. Look how Keefe D looking.
All right, a question from one of our jurors for you. For clarity, would you say the feds were more worried about the bigger fish and the whole puzzle rather than the pieces, being you had the information from Keefe and didn't need to put it together?
Yes, they were worried about the bigger picture, but this is 2006, and the smaller types of investigations on both cases had already been run to ground. You needed to come with a different type of investigation to try to see if you can get it. So that's why Detective Kading, the LAPD, that's why you brought in the FBI, ATF, DEA, other agencies to all help to try to solve both cases. Once we found out what Mr. Davis had said, it was Biggie Smalls at first, and then it went to Tupac Shakur.
Okay. Any follow-up questions based on that, Mr. DiGiacomo?
No.
Any follow-up questions based on that, Mr. Snitched?
No.
Okay, you've faked us out again. All right, you are free to go. Thank you so much, Mr. Dupree, in this case.
Okay.
Until you
Now,
are.
as I told y'all, so now y'all see how they lining this whole thing up, man. Now y'all see how they lining this whole thing up, right? And we ain't even halfway through the witness list. This is the thing people don't understand, bro. It's gonna be hard for Keefe D's lawyer to knock down every single witness. So it's gonna be hard, man. And you better not believe that this is all they got, right? I'm just telling y'all, you know, to be honest with y'all, it's bad, man. It's bad. Let's get right into it, right? So today, I want to say, I just thought that, and this is everybody that's in here listening, man. I just thought that today was, you know, I think it was bad because you had the cops letting y'all know what the deal was, right? You had the FBI, former agents, LAPD detectives getting on the stand, and they put together the gang landscape of the 90s. They talked about the rivalry. Witnesses detailed how law enforcement originally gathered intelligence on Keefe D, including the background of his past statements and interviews that form what we call the core of the state's prosecution. And, you know, a part that y'all didn't see yesterday is when they showed them autopsy photos. Tupac's family members had to leave out that courtroom crying yesterday. The jury saw that. You know, they saw that. That was bad, man. I'm telling y'all, this is the shot. Kirk Burrows, man. Kirk Burrows, man. And right now, the legal experts are saying that the prosecutors have built a pretty compelling case by matching Keefe D's own confessions with clear video evidence of a gang motive, right? Under Nevada law, you guys, the prosecutors do not need to prove that Keefe D pulled the trigger. They only have to prove that he helped plan or organize this situation, meaning, hey, man, we're going to go pop this dude. That's it. And legal analysts are now noting that by showing that he provided the gun and the car. The state has legally met the baseline definition of a co-conspirator. Right? Now, and Keefe D, I told y'all, he's the best witness in all of this. He spent years bragging about this. He's never going to get past that. Right? And by them showing that MGM grand footage of Orlando getting beat up, they established a clear reason why Tupac would have got killed. And then Mob James going in there talking about the gang wars and how they was targeting Keefe D right after that. They went right back to Compton to get it cracking. And then Keefe D said in his own statement, yo, we went right back to Compton the next day. By him saying that, and bro, I'm trying to tell y'all this, man. Right? I'm trying to tell y'all this, man. Kirk Burroughs, man. Kirk Burroughs. You know, I think he is a guy. You know, I think he's a guy that can destroy Keefe D, man. I'll be honest with y'all, man. If Kirk Burroughs goes in that courtroom and he testifies about the underlying motive and the alleged financial bounty that drove that drive-by, him being the co-founder and former president of Bad Boy, man, right? He can destroy Keefe D. First of all, by confirming that $1 million bounty I told y'all about. So over the years, Keefe D claimed that Diddy offered him $1 million bounty to take out Suge and Pac, right? And Kirk Burroughs also filed lawsuits about this, saying those same things. And he said that he witnessed paranoia and aggressive desire from Bad Boy's leadership to eliminate their rivals. If he gets on the stand and confirms that there was a murder plot and financial incentive actively that existed, it makes Keefe D look like a whole, bro, I'm trying to tell y'all this, man. Right? Keefe D's team is trying to make the jury think that, oh, this is an isolated situation. This wasn't a gang robbery, none of that shit. It was just, you know what I'm saying, something that the police didn't investigate properly, right? But Kirk Burroughs, being a guy who lived through the peak of that era with Bad Boy and Death Row, if Kirk Burroughs gets on the stand, which is he going to do, and provides a first-hand historical record of how volatile that environment was, you guys, that dude's testimony can prove to the jury that that tension was organized, institutionalized, and connected directly to Keefe D and the Southside Compton Crips. Right? So in conspiracy and murder trials, you guys, corroborating testimony from an industry insider, he can pull that whole timeline together, Kirk Burroughs. That shit is just as powerful as fingerprints. You had DNA on the scene, that's just as powerful. Because by him validating the broader narrative of the plot, he could shut down the defense's argument that Keefe D was just an innocent storyteller who wasn't even in Las Vegas that night. He can come in and put all the pieces together. I'm telling y'all something. It's like having an eyewitness. I'm trying to tell y'all this shit, man. It's just like having an eyewitness, but if you got a guy that's on that side, that's testifying that, yeah. And once again, you have to look at this thing. I'm telling y'all this. You have to remember, Kirk Burroughs was on that side. Right? Peep game now. I'm just keeping it real with y'all. Right? Right? He's already went on the 50 Cent documentary and said this shit. Come on, bro. Come on, man. Come on, man. Trying to tell y'all this, man. I'm trying to tell y'all. And I'm telling y'all this. For everybody listening to this video, The fact that Kirk Burroughs kept those extensive handwritten journals that I believe they're going to show in court and financial documents from that time that he was running Bad Boy, you guys. You know, remember that girl? She put that shit in that 50 documentary. What's the girl? Alex Stapleton, Alexandria Stapleton, who was the director of the 50 Cent produced documentary with Diddy. Remember they came out and they said that nigga had 30 boxes of journals containing daily notes that nigga took. Kirk Burroughs already came out and said he wrote everything down from his first day on the job to keep tracks of tasks, meetings, and business interactions that they were having. And because he was the COO, which is the chief operating officer, you guys, Kirk Burroughs personally managed all the money, budgets, and financial allocations for Bad Boy. Right? And his notes also covered a significant portion of Diddy's personal life and private finances. So while the public hadn't seen every page, those documentary producers who did that 50 Cent documentary, they scanned thousands of documents from those boxes. They're going to pull that shit up in court. And if them logs he got shows specific payouts, unusual cash withdrawals, or meetings with individuals tied to the Southside Compton Crips around September 1996, it'll provide a physical paper trail that the prosecutors, boy, that's a gold mine for them to confirm Dwayne Keefe D's conspiracy claims. I'm trying to tell y'all this, to the person who says Kirk has no credibility. You're lying. He has credibility because he's already been vetted. His notes have been vetted. Kirk Burroughs was the president of Bad Boy Records. Kirk Burroughs know all everything is. You could do an interview with Kirk Burroughs with no notes, and hey man, he's detailed. He's detailed. His information is very detailed. So to say Kirk Burroughs has no credibility, you a damn lie. Him being the Bad Boy president, former Bad Boy president, COO, he was the money man, nigga. You said that's why he wasn't a witness in Diddy's case. Nigga, what the fuck is you talking about? Diddy's case was a whole different timeline, you big dummy. Did y'all see this fool on here? Diddy's Rico trial had nothing to do with that timeline, you fool. His timeline was with Cassie. Kirk Burroughs was gone from Bad Boy when Cassie got over there. Sit down and shut up, man. You sound like a damn fool, boy. Kirk Burroughs was gone from Bad Boy when Cassie went over there, fool. Cassie went over there in the 2000s, man. Sit your ass down somewhere, man. The hell is wrong with you, boy? This boy don't know a damn thing. He's going to the internet talking. Shut up, nigga. That's why Gene Deal wasn't a part of that. Because a whole different timeline, fool. Their timeline was the 90s, dummy. Cassie didn't go over there until 2000 and something. The hell is wrong with this clown? Kirk Burroughs would have had nothing to say about Cassie because he wasn't with Bad Boy when Cassie was over there, fool. Now look at you getting embarrassed. You got boo-boo all over you. Come up in here playing with a big dog. Sit down and shut up, boy. Go take your ball and roll over somewhere, man. Stay from around me, nigga. Give me 50 feet, nigga. You don't come over here trying to run that game with me like I'm some type of rookie, nigga. Man, sit down, boy. See how you got cooked? You said, why isn't Kirk on the witness list? He is on the witness list, you big dummy. What the hell is wrong with you? Are you a damn fool? Kirk Burroughs is on the witness list, fool. Hey, what the hell is wrong with this boy? Do y'all see this, man? He gonna sit there and tell me why ain't Kirk on the witness list? Nigga, Kirk Burroughs is on the witness list, boy. What the hell is wrong with you, son? What is wrong with you, son? Right? What's wrong with you? Right? Fix yourself, bro. Get your mind right, bro. Because something is really wrong with you, bro. But just to prove it to you, man. Just to prove it to you. just to prove it to you. You want to blow it up for you? I'll blow it up for you, dog. No problem. You know, I ain't got no problem blowing it up for you. We can do that for you. See this damn fool, y'all? Why isn't Kirk on the witness list then? Nigga, sit down and shut up, nigga. Sit down and shut up, boy. Is Kirk Burrows on the witness list? Yes. Kirk Burrows is on the official prosecution witness list. He is included on the 200-person witness list released for the historic trial of Dwayne Keefe D. Davis regarding the 1996 murder of rapper Tupac Shakur. Kirk Burrows was the co-founder and former president of Bad Boy Records, the East Coast label spearheaded by Sean Diddy Combs. Bro, sit down and shut up, bro. You sound stupid, Marvin. Real talk, bro. And take that little $100, man, and stick it where the sun don't shine. I don't even want your money, dog. You just a clown. I'm not even gonna block you. I'm just gonna keep cooking you every day. Bro, stop playing with me, bro. I don't come in here just saying stuff just to say it, dog. I don't come in here just saying stuff just to say it, bro. What's wrong with you, boy? See how you just got cooked, boy? You come playing with me, boy. You said where you haven't seen it. Because, nigga, you don't watch the case files, dummy. Go look at the official filing in the case files. We already showed it on this channel. Don't make me go pull it back up. What in the blue hell is wrong with you, boy? This man said, oh, well, I ain't seen it, man. I ain't seen it. You ain't no fan. You a liar. That's what you are, dog. You a liar. You a capper. You a liar. You a capper, bro. Real talk. Right? 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 So stop coming in here lying, bro. Right? You just lying, dog. Shit's sad, man. It really is, bro. You sad, dog. Any nigga just coming here lying like that. Why he ain't on the witness list? I ain't seen it, nigga, because you don't be in the paperwork like I be in the paperwork. Sit down and shut up, boy. If you ain't in the paperwork like I'm in the paperwork, bro, sit down and shut up. Don't even come in here and argue with me, my nigga. At all. It ain't my fault your ass shouldn't have went over there and you should have read the witness list, nigga. That's what you should have did. Then they gonna come in here talking about something. Hey, man, I ain't see the witness list, man. If this big dummy would have just looked. Look at this, y'all. I'm gonna stir fry this nigga, man. You said if you're correct, no need to spill. Nah, because you come in here talking all this hot boy shit, nigga. I don't want to hear that shit, nigga. If you gonna come in here and talk to me, nigga, talk facts. Don't come running your mouth, nigga. Just talk facts. Because I don't want to hear none of that shit. Don't come in here talking all that crazy shit if you ain't got facts, bro. You got embarrassed, bro. Look at this. Witness list released for Keefe D. Tupac murder trial. Suge Knight, Lombardo, and others to testify. Let's go right down here, sir. Let's go right here, sir. Let's blow that up for you, sir. Do you see that, sir? I highlighted it for you. Additional names mentioned in the document include Kirk Burrows, the founder of Bad Boy Records. What the hell is wrong with this boy? You on exhaust fumes, man. Stop this, man. Bro, stop doing this, bro. Stop doing this, man. I even showed the official. I showed it. Bro, these dudes is clowns, bro. And y'all wonder why. Y'all wonder why I be getting like this on my channel, bro. Because these dudes just be saying anything, bro. I don't be coming on the internet saying something without having information, bro. Right? You said comment on Gene saying, bro, that's what the brother Gene feel like. We're not talking about that, bro. You come on, you stand corrected, bro. Man, whatever, bro. Like I said, man, these dudes don't even do research. They say anything, come in here, come at you. And then when they get cooked, like, hey, man, nah, nigga, don't move the goalpost. You got to do your homework before you come on the internet saying anything, dog. Come on, bro. I just showed you on right. So sit down and shut up, bro. Sit down and shut up, dog. Put you in timeout, man. I ain't gonna block you and put you in timeout. Like, share, subscribe, y'all. Y'all see these fools, man? Hold on, man. Let me shout out these people send donations. Hold on, man. Everybody that was in the Cash App, PayPal, man. Let me show y'all some love, man. Hey, you gonna come around here woo and trying to tell me some shit, man. Nobody want to hear that, man. You just say, hey, I got cooked, dog. That's it. Shout out to Lavelle with the donation. Salute to you, $20 in the Cash App. Melvin Simpson, salute to you. $40 in the Cash App. Also, shout out to Brianna, $10 in the Cash App. Deborah Hicks, salute to you. $20 in the Cash App. Tanisha Richard, salute to you. You sent a $15 donation to the Cash App. Denise Covington, salute to you. $100 donation to the Cash App. She says, love the show ticket. Appreciate you. And also to the beautiful girl, Stacy Hall, salute to you. You sent a $5 donation to the Cash App. Appreciate it. Y'all want to donate? The links in the chat. Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, man. Y'all already know what it is, man. These dudes, like I said before, man, you can't argue. I be saying shit, bro. And these dudes don't even, bro. It's crazy. You come on the internet, y'all, and tell the truth and they get mad. And tell the truth and they get mad. Right? 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 I'm being honest with y'all. Right? I'm gonna show y'all something. Hold on. I'll show y'all something. I'm gonna show y'all something. Cause these dudes, they just be saying anything, bro. That shit crazy, man. It really is, bro. I don't know what people be talking about, man. It's unbelievable, man. You know what I'm saying? And I just be honest with y'all, man. Right? You put this on the screen. Do y'all see this? Remember I told y'all this when these niggas try to say I was capping. Yes, it was officially revealed during today's testimony that the federal government was actively investigating Bad Boy Records and Death Row Records for a Rico case. Right? 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 Once again. Right? Read this line right here. This is for niggas who be saying I be capping. I'm just going to show you, nigga, I was never capping, nigga. Details of the Rico testimony. Right? Dupree, that's the black officer, testified that the federal government was attempting to build a solid Rico case to prove that both Sean Diddy Combs, Bad Boy Records, and Marion Suge Knight were built on narcotics. The connection to the murders. They was already trying to get him a Rico off the drugs. Right? Let's look at this. He also explained, Dupree, that while federal agents chased the money and targeted the record labels for racketeering, the local detectives were focusing on the homicides of Tupac and Biggie. Let's keep going. Hey, nigga, trying. Come tell me, nigga. He also confirmed under oath that the historical federal operation was actively chasing Sean Combs to see if he was involved with the hit on Mr. Shakur, to incorporate it directly into the overarching Rico. Do anybody question what I say now? And all we've done is fast forward till now. That's all we've done. We fast forward till now. That's all we've done. We fast forward to today. And any nigga come in the internet and try to tell me I'm capping, then I show them niggas evidence of what I'm saying. Period. Boy, this nigga crazy on the internet, bro. This shit, I'm trying to tell y'all something, man. Like, share, subscribe, man. You show people the truth, and they still get mad and come in here and run their mouth. It's disgusting.
Hey, we always appreciate the support, and if you guys want to do so, you can use the Cash App or PayPal links. They'll be in the description box below this video or pinned at the top of the comments. The top donators will be announced every month. All right, you guys, hope y'all enjoyed the video. Like, share, and subscribe. Make sure y'all cop the merch, and make sure that you get the weight loss formula. The links to that will be in the description box below this video. Check out our next video coming up right now.